Do you even know who followed through after him? Do you know who John Hirsch is? Steve Hirsch, the guy that runs Vivid, one of the biggest porn sites in the world that's global, because of guys like Ruben Sturman who carved
Is
the
he
path
related to
forward to get
Menachem
there. You don't
Schneerson?
know any of this stuff. How did we get to a point where pornography is even legal? Do you understand that they pushed degeneracy to the point so that this way they can recruit your daughter or my niece or whoever the fuck, so this way they can exploit them and then post sexualized images of them and videos of them, so perverts, pedophiles.
I thought the Reuben was like a famous sandwich at a delicatessen.
That's what's going on here, John. So yeah, I do put out uncensored Epstein files almost every night so I can expose these faggots and pedophiles that are in charge, because they're the problem. But unfortunately, guys like you aren't part of the solution, because you won't even acknowledge the occupation of the government and the country that's pushing all these problems, the degeneracy, the usury, really a veiled form of communism, because they've fully taken over and control all the major assets of the country. But you're not interested in talking about real issues. You just want to cry and defend the Jews until the bitter end, and your campaign's going nowhere, and you have no chance of winning. Because you stand for nothing, you don't appeal to anybody. So why do you waste your time on these faces? You're just making a complete ass clown of yourself. If you want to go find a Jew, go move to Israel. Maybe they'll give you not a birthright trip, no expense paid trip, except you got to build up your following, because otherwise, what do you even have to offer them? Nothing. All right.
Well, that's a serious roast and a barbecue. I thought a Reuben was a sandwich at a delicatessen, but clearly you're not a very good party host.
Right, yeah.
You're a terrible party host. You didn't offer me a beer.
All right.
I thought a Reuben.
I got kicked. We did it again. We did it again. Ribono Shalom. We got roasted. We got fucking roasted. Ooh, CQ radio. Is that Christian question radio? Oh my goodness.
We have to kill all white people off the face of the planet to solve this problem of racism. Have anyone seen or heard of this?
I'm not sure I've heard that particular character in question, but I mean, that's something that has been...
Who's still questioning, listening on this, if you don't need any more evidence, like we're just keep consistently throwing more and more evidence at you that, like, we are under attack.
Yeah. Real quick, we got a new speaker up here I want to welcome to the space. We got John Kitover. Welcome to the space, John. How you doing?
I'm good. Good evening. How are you guys doing?
Doing well, man. So what brings you here tonight?
Well, you know, I'm looking for Jew haters, for anti-Semitic, low IQ racists that think about Jews and their bed sheets and their books and their tax returns. Jews, Jews, Jews. That's what I'm here. I'm here to tell you about the good news, that Jews aren't your enemies. Clowns are your enemies. People that live in clown world. Trans people. Men that love to suck cocks and stick their penises in booty holes. All types of judges, Democrat judges that release murderers back out onto the streets and kill our people over and over. Recidivists. I hate the recidivist. But most of all, I hate the low IQ, Jew-obsessed anti-Semite because they're so stupid. And all they do...
I can't listen, Goy. I can't stand anti-Semites. Can you? Going around hating God's chosen people and blaming all their problems on butt sex, and they're the ones who are the real problem. They're the ones who are controlling everything.
Hold on a second, man. It's like I'm gonna unmute you here, John. We do a little vetting here. First and foremost, are you a Christian?
Amen. Jesus Christ is Lord, King, and Savior. And all those Jews have yet to come to the good news. They haven't read the gospel. They don't get the big picture of Jesus Christ. They don't understand his universal message of peace.
A little higher energy. I think you need to lay off whatever is going up the old nose there.
No, there's nothing going up the nose. I'm just full of joy.
John,
hold on, John.
One thing I have to ask you is, do you know what cause and causality is? Have you ever heard of these terms?
Cause and effect. Yes, I've heard of that.
Yeah. So the things that you talked about, these clowns, transgenders, gays, homosexuals, whatever you want to call them, all the rest, the degenerates, right? As you would refer to them, degenerates, correct? John, you there, bud?
Yeah, I'm here. I agree. Degenerates are everywhere.
So
Democrats, worst of all.
Can you kind of tell me? Who brought those into the European mindset and mix for the most part? And when did they begin kind of becoming prevalent? And who was the people that were pushing those? I don't want to give the names since apparently we're obsessed. But could you do the research and tell me real quick? Just a simple grok or
Yeah,
ChatGPT?
sure. The Jesuits, Bill Gates and Dr. Fauci have fucked us all in the ass with their vaccines.
He's this guy. This was the guy that had the Jesuits pushing that was being fucking thrown around here. Okay, so Jesuits, ironically, were started by a Jewish convert. So again, bud, it's kind of looking bad for you here, right?
Okay, let me Google that. The Jesuits were started by a Jewish convert. Everything is Jewish. The Pope from Chicago's Jewish. I got kicked again.
What's going on, Rookie OG?
Yeah, good morning, guys. Good morning, Hans.
Good morning, bro. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you too?
Man, I'm doing good. It's been a long day, but we continue to just work at it. Work's not done yet, so can't end the day.
Yeah, it's been a long year, man. So trying to just see what's happens to the runs out. So I just woke up like a few minutes ago and I saw that the steppers are live. So I just decided to hop in and say good morning and also connect. I'm looking to get to 2K. That's just
Indonesia were doing this thing the earlier part. No. Listen, if you are giving me an example of Indonesia today, I will agree with you. But 10 years from now, 15 years from now,
you're just conceding the earlier part that there couldn't be a place like
this is not a binary question, is what I'm saying. The effects of Islam gradually increase with time.
You said you made it binary when you said, there couldn't be such a country. I was very clear in asking you, hey, so you're saying just in principle there couldn't be such a thing, and you confirm.
There is something called immediate consistency and eventual consistency. Right now, if you ask me the question, is this country dominated by Muslims still peaceful?
And it's almost to my knee.
It's bound by the laws of Sharia.
Okay, skinny mini, show up, grow.
Blue shrunk. Peaceful period.
She shrunk.
Do you need an example of
I thought it at AmFest probably 2 years ago. So I was like, oh my God.
She's like a Shrinky Dink. Do you remember Shrinky Dinks?
Listen. I made sure when I got into the bag on like Monday of my Christmas stuff, the very first thing that I searched for in that bag, because I have like different Christmas, like, T-shirts and like Merry Christmas, you filthy animal, and the Griswold family, and, Make America Great, or Make Christmas Great Again, whatever. I have these couple of different ones. The one that I always make absolutely certain is with me every Christmas for like the last probably 6 years is my Have a Holly Dolly Christmas, and it has Dolly Parton on it. So I already have that one in my carry-on suitcase that's on the love seat. It was the first thing, and I made sure so I wouldn't accidentally forget it that I put it in like where my computer should go, so I know it's gonna come.
A doll of Haman and his 10 children, right? They do it in the synagogue. They even bone them. Okay, they make like dolls. Like the dolls that you make in the field to make the birds to be afraid.
Scarecrow.
So they make this kind of dolls of Haman and his 10 children, and they hang them on trees or burn them in fire, never mind. So they make a cookie, okay? A cookie, it's called Hamantaschen, okay? Like, it means the ears of Haman, okay? And like they eat it. Yeah, I'm not joking, yeah, so maybe...
It sounds like voodoo.
So maybe in a kosher, maybe in the kosher kitchen that you mentioned on YouTube or something, so they make these Persian ears, right?
These people just get schizophrenic by the minute. I didn't know any of this, Carl, and I will look into it because it's absolutely crazy. And it does sound a little bit like voodoo, right? Like making little dolls of someone and like, I don't know. It's so weird. These people are so weird. Thank you so much for that information, Carl. And you're so funny. Okay, Saint Joseph, go ahead, sir.
Hey everybody, Carl. Top-notch humor. Whether you knew or didn't know, it's just absolutely phenomenal to have you around. I know you lift my spirits every time you're in here, so thank you for that. If you ever need a lesson in
but
what something
Joseph,
means,
I'm 5'9".
I know, dude. It's okay. Don't flex too hard on me, all right? I'm just saying, it's the conversations that go on this platform are anything but dull. But I just wanted to come in and just say hello, wish everybody well, like I usually do. Had a great evening. My daughter is in choir, and so they call it their fucking holiday, whatever. It's the Christmas pageant shit at the end of the year. And I made sure that I held the door open for everyone as they left and told them Merry Christmas, because that's just the way I am. It's just a way of wishing people well. It shouldn't be taken offensive whether you believe in Christ or not. I think should examine life a bit if you with it or if you have any other scripture belief. There's a lot to be learned there. But yeah, really just happy to have dealt with John again this evening. I was genuinely asking him in an honest way about eating crayons because I feel like he's got some kind of dimension issues from poisoning or something, because it doesn't make sense how a grown-ass person could come in to a space with 400 people listening and scream and holler like a 5-year-old. And I have some experience with 5-year-olds, so yeah, and I hope everybody is well. Truth, appreciate you just kind of crushing that, kicking it out. Joanne, Heidi, glad you're here co-hosting, and yeah, I'm glad we pushed this chat out as well. I think we're just taking amazing steps in the right direction to kind of keep this movement rolling. And so yeah, that's it, guys. I'm just here to listen, here to learn.
Yeah, thank you so much, Saint Joseph. And it's absolutely crazy how he literally stands for nothing, for like nothing.
I stand for nothing.
You know, Johan, you're Spanish. I am not Spanish. Now I noticed in Wikipedia something I didn't know, because I know in Yiddish it's Hamantaschen, and in Hebrew it means it's Oznei Haman, the ears of a man. Now they say that Sephardic Jews for centuries call it Orejas Haman, Orejas. What is Orejas?
It's ears, orejas.
It's the ears of the Haman. You see, Orejas, okay. Motherfuckers. Hey, Persians, you need to take it personally. It's not a joke.
But who is that person that they are eating their ears off? Like Haman or whatever the name?
He was like a good, like a minister of the Persians that he noticed, according to the book, right? That he noticed, okay, that there is a people called Jews living in the empire. They don't respect the laws. I'm talking just according to the book, okay? They don't respect the laws. They don't respect the people. They do like they're loyal only to themselves. Like the same story, right? That's what mentioned in the book. So I think it's a fabricated book that Jews wrote about what you're gonna do, when you live among Gentiles, and of course you misbehave, and of course as a consequence there will be a goy there that will notice it and will be, he will take care of his own people, right? So he will oppose the Jews, right? So what you gonna do then? Like instructions. So, okay, give your daughter to be a slut, to spy, right? Esther. So that's what I think. That's what's going on. But if I go only without interpretation, according to the book, so Haman was a big minister under the king, right? And he said, wow, these people, they don't respect the laws, they don't respect the culture, they don't respect the values, okay? Then they are like nation within a nation, right? We must get rid of these people, right? So yeah, so they revenge on Haman. And they killed like 75,000. I'm sure Truth knows even better than me. I think 75,000 Persians. And they hanged on a 25-meter tall tree, okay? They hang Haman and his 10 children and his 10 babies.
Isn't it insane how every single of their celebrations is just committing genocide on populations like over and over and over and over, and then celebrating and being like, they couldn't kill us, but we killed all of them. And it's like, what, these fucking psychos. It's absolutely insane. And thank you so much, Carl. I will look more into the orejas of Haman or whatever his name is. And yeah, thank you. All right, my friend Sue, go ahead, miss.
I wanted to tell you too, Carl, with their weird ways, the Harari population here in New York and New Jersey, they have what's called I think it's called the mikvahs. So
yeah, a mikvah is a bath that
yes, it's
the Jewish women are obliged to go. The men also go, but it's not obliged. It's ridiculous.
See, in New York, what they do is, first of all, they're gross, they're dirty, and they're like very unsafe. So the woman is supposed to go there.
Again, the women are obliged, like they must go once.
Yeah, they have to, and then the rabbi checks their underwear. So that when their period is over, they go to this mikvah, they dip themselves in this.
Not exactly. Listen, it's not exactly when the period is over.
But he's just saying how they do it in New York.
No, because I know.
Heidi. It's not about New York or Yemen or Morocco. When the period is over, they wait like Shiva Yamin. They wait 7 days with no blood. So I don't know how many days.
The rabbi checks their underwear. Oh my God! But you dip yourself in this pool, and then they have to check, and then you have to go home and have sex because you must repopulate the earth from the genocide that has. This is what my friends they're desperate to get out of this cult. And they're
100%.
It's terrible.
They do like that. Okay, they have this law. Okay, that after she sees the last blood, and she doesn't see any blood anymore, she waits another 7 days where there is absolutely no blood. When these 7 days over, she go to the mikvah. Now, before the mikvah, there is many problems if she had like nails, okay, anything that can make like a distinction between the water and our body. Never mind.
It's just gross. They're weird ways.
So she goes to the mikvah, right? And after the mikvah, in the same night, okay, she has like a mitzvah to have like to go to sleep with her husband. So the Jewish man, maybe that is part of the reason why they are perverts, because he is allowed to sleep with his wife maybe for 2 weeks in a month. Okay?
But you know how they do it? They have to have a sheet in between them with a hole in it. I'm not joking.
Gosh.
They're weird.
It's so weird.
Okay? There are Jews communities that indeed what you said is correct. They do it with a sheet, right?
Harari
there are communities, but most of Orthodox communities, they don't have it. They don't have this like sheet and so on, but all of them, because it's according to Shulchan Aruch and according to Maimonides, which they must go, they must like they are obliged to do what Shulchan Aruch and Maimonides says in the Mishneh Torah, so they cannot do it in light. So even the candlelight, they cannot. So because Shulchan Aruch and Maimonides, they say when you sleep with your wife, you must do it as if you are forced to do it, not because you are happy to do it. So as if you are forced. So there must be no light, so you cannot see your wife's body. You cannot kiss anywhere, like in the, let's say, in the bottom part of your wife's body. You need to do it as if you are forced, not to speak when you do it, not anything, and only in one position, etc. Like very restrictive, yeah. I have no problem with restriction, to be. With I must be honest. With that, I have no problem, right? To be like. But in the end of the day, maybe it caused maybe all this fucking Freud bullshit is a projection of their regression, of their being so oppressed. In their sex life, you have your wife for 2 weeks in a month, and that's all. And when you do it, no lights, you cannot kiss anywhere. You must do it as if you are forced. It seems like you are very, very, how is that? Repressed. So
well, Carl, did you see during COVID?
So maybe Jude Zygmunt was so repressed, it projected on the Goyim. Have you thought about it? That all of his bullshit comes from his own Jewish sexual repression?
Well, if you saw though, did you guys see the news in New York during COVID? They have all these underground tunnels. Obviously, they're everywhere. But in New York City, where the Harari these are the Harari population. These have got the tall hats, the curls, the most orthodox you can get. I mean, and there's hundreds of thousands of them. But underneath, they have tunnels. When they got snagged for the tunnels, on the news, it was so disgusting. The police were pulling mattresses, little, small twin-size mattresses out of the tunnels with no sheets on them, blood spatters everywhere. It was so disgusting. And yet, nothing came of it. Nothing. And they pulled about 40 mattresses out of the tunnels. I saw it all on camera with blood on them, urine. They were the most disgusting, soiled mattresses you could imagine, and nothing came of it. The court case just disappears. It's unbelievable.
So what actually happened there? You're talking about 770 in New York, and I think it's 16 rabbis or so got arrested. And so what took place there is they had illegally built tunnels underground. Now they're lying, of course. They claim they did that during COVID to get easier access to the synagogue because of lockdowns. That's all a bunch of bullshit. We blamed a bunch of kids and said that they were doing it after school as if kids know how to build tunnels, and that they're claiming no one noticed with all the noise that would have been made, and that how dare they? And they said they'll punish from within. It was all a bunch of lies and bullshit. You're right. Basically, just got slapped on the wrist. No one actually.
Did you see the mattresses? Did you see that? You saw that?
I'm going to follow up with that. So a rabbi, I have his clip already. I have clipped it many times. Stated those were actual bloodstains, and they were used to, sacrifice kids, do incisions, shed blood, and then do prayers as part of the ritual to try to revive the spirit of the Rebbe. Menachem Mendel Schneerson, who of course was the leader of the Chabad movement, and so that's what they were actually doing, child sacrifice that caused those bloodstains. I have the actual clip that proves this. That's who these people are.
Got the clip.
Oh my God.
They have a lot of connection.
Okay, so JCB, you're sitting there bitching, moaning, crying. I have the rabbi's testimony who admitted to all this. You may not like it, but that's who your people are. They sacrifice children. They've been doing it for centuries. That's why they've been kicked out of so many countries, because they keep getting caught. You ever heard of Simon and Trent, for instance, and all the babies that just randomly go missing and then get sacrificed? Then the Jews just never admit to their crimes. Something you have a problem with what I just said?
Oh, Joey, another piñata.
Can I say
A
something?
piñata! He's fucking Ukrainian bitch!
Let's hear the piñata out for a second.
He's fucking piñata, motherfucker! I'm gonna shoot some candy on your ass!
Yeah, go ahead.
Fucking piñata,
Thank
bitch!
you. I just wanted to say that, like,
Pinche puches, bitch!
you know, I think this is all totally in the realm of, like, possibility and likelihood, but I would like to say that, like, the adrenochrome stuff is like 100% like fan fiction and
How do you know that?
No, it's not.
You don't know that about the
Why
adrenochrome.
did Ellen flee the country? Why did Ellen flee the country? Why the fuck is there an sweater? Get the fuck out of here, dude. Do a little research.
Get your anti-adrenochrome opinions out of this motherfucker.
Her and Hillary are evil fucking pieces of shit.
Joseph, hold on. You're deflecting though. I didn't even bring up adrenochrome. You did. You injected that in the conversation. That's what Jews do. Do you object to anything I said about that rabbi admitting that they do incise babies, shed blood, and then do prayers to try to revive the spirit of Menachem Mendel Schneerson? Do you object to that? Do you find that horrific and condemnable?
No. Or yes, I do.
No, huh? Freudian.
Got you.
No, I stopped the cycle of abuse with my kids. They were not circumcised.
Oh.
So what happened? You didn't want the rabbi to steal her foreskin and sell it?
Oh.
Yeah. Clearly.
That's an honest answer, yeah. You know those foreskins go for like 30 grand a pop, right?
Oh.
On Craigslist?
$30,000 foreskins. Oh.
Yeah, I've heard about syndicates that are into this.
Isn't that sick and disgusting? The rabbis do mitzvah b'pah, which is obviously sucking on the kid's willy right after they cut off his foreskin and suck his blood. Isn't that disgusting?
Giving them fucking sexually transmitted diseases.
Like herpes?
Herpes!
Why do I need to be Jewish to be an observer and a noticer?
Well, you just have a very Jewish kind of lilt to your voice.
He's Jewish! He's Jewish!
Everybody, what is a Jewish wilt? That's new.
It's a lilt, like
a lilt. I still don't know what that is. Please.
Please educate me. I'm not Jewish.
Of your voice and how you kind of,
Like, give me some tickles, goy. Like that.
Like, actually, you sound more like a New Yorker. Are you a coastal?
Joanne.
So if you're a New Yorker now, therefore, if you have a Jewish wilt, whatever you said it was, yeah?
A lilt.
A lilt.
They want you to be Jewish so bad.
Yeah, I think he's implying you have like a Jewish cadence to your voice, truth.
Well, you were saying all these terms that I didn't recognize.
You didn't know what a mitzvah b'pah was?
No.
You claim you're Jewish?
What?
You claim that you were Jewish at one time?
No, I was never Jewish.
So why did you say you stopped the Jewish tradition of circumcision?
Well, because my parents were ignorant, and they got, kind of tricked. Like, that was a big thing.
Who tricked them?
In the 90s. Probably the doctors that were Jewish.
Jewish doctors tricked them? What did these Jewish doctors say?
I mean, the same thing happened with my kids. We had a Jewish doctor who was terrific, actually. She saved my son's life, but she was pushing it.
Why did your son's life need saving in the first place? What caused your son's life to be at risk?
He had his umbilical cord wrapped around his neck real tight, and he was choking on it.
Okay, so you had a cesarean.
Yes.
Emergency. Okay, that doesn't have anything to do with a Jewish doctor. That's common medical practice.
She made a very
in that situation.
She made a very quick and discerning judgment call.
No, she didn't. She watched the monitors that were watching the heart rate of the baby drop. And it's common practice. I have 6 children myself, and my second son had to have an emergency cesarean because the umbilical cord was wrapped around his neck. And there are tell signs when mom is in contractions of this. So it's really actually quite common practice. There are nurses here on the panel too, which can speak to it.
Yeah, another thing was, and yeah, that sounds about right. But
I want to know why
How
you
do you,
think truth teller's a Jew.
Just one sec. How do you feel about those Jewish doctors that keep promoting things like vaccines or these clot shots? You know, like doctors like Dr. Peter Hotez or Dr. Rachel or Richard Levine, the transsexual Jewish doctor, or guys like Stanley Plotkin.
You're calling him a dad. You should call him Mr.
Whatever,
like
man.
Mr.
Why don't you answer for these Jewish doctors that promote the jab? Stop trying to play semantics here. Try to stay focused.
No, I'm joking around, but no, I don't approve of any of them. I think they just like have totally ruined public faith in medicine, and yeah, I think they're crooks, basically.
Oh, we agree.
So then you didn't even come up here to defend the Jews. What are you here for?
I don't know. You guys seem pretty,
He likes your voice.
What do you think?
He loves your voice.
What do you think of just so many Jews being involved in pornography? Do you agree with what Al Goldstein said? That Jews, there's so many Jews in pornography because they hate Jesus Christ, they hate Christianity, and porn is their opportunity to defile the Christian, especially the Christian woman, young girl in particular, which is who they target. That's who OnlyFans and, of course, Pornhub targets specifically, and they've been known to publish child porn. In fact, Pornhub had to remove a bunch of its pornography because they couldn't identify the exact age because, of course, they have very low barrier to be able to, of course, validate ID, and they could care less about doing it. How do you feel about Jews being involved in all this porn and also publishing and distributing child pornography?
So a big part of it is actually like Israel, and especially Tel Aviv, is a huge hub for telecommunications, and they've been early adopters of high-speed.
Jews were doing it.
Yeah, but they were doing it since way more.
They were doing it in the Weimar Republic in the 1920s. They were doing it in the U.S. in the 1900s. They've always been about child porn. And in fact, one of the biggest places for child porn right now is Ukraine, which is also run by a Jew, and that's a Christian country. So that just goes to show when you put a Jew in charge of a Christian country, trafficking, human trafficking, and all the typical corruption and crimes I talk about on a daily basis. Do you see the trend yet?
No, I do. The human trafficking part, you
don't know about it? You haven't heard of Jeff Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell and Jean-Luc Bernard?
No, I've heard much worse even.
Sure you
if
have.
You look up, the North Fox Island in Michigan. That's very analogous.
That's not that. It's not as bad as Jeffrey Epstein.
It's not even.
It's really
Not
bad, but
as
it's still
bad
not
as
as bad.
Jeffrey Epstein.
I'd say, well, if you look deeper into the whole distribution of child pornography in the 80s, because
Who's running distribution of pornography in the 1980s? Do you know what the title of the space is there? Who's that person? Who's Ruben Sturman? Do you know?
So, basically, like...
Simple yes or no. Do you know who he is?
Yeah.
Who is he?
Gerald Richards is his name.
Ruben Sturman is his name. So what was he doing in the 1980s?
This is the room just for you.
Color film.
For all you Jewish haters out there.
Hundreds of his stores and also distributing video
Can't compete with the Jews, so you gotta come out and search the audio spaces to complain all day.
For guys like Hugh Hefner and Larry Flint. Did you know that? He was called the king of pornography. He was called the prince of pornography. He was called, the Walt Disney of pornography. That's how big of a deal he was. And he was a Russian Jew. Did you know that?
Was he involved? No, I didn't. Why
don't you know that? Well, no, how come? Why don't you know that? You probably heard of Playboy and Hugh Hefner. You probably know who Larry Flint is, the Hustler. Why don't you know who Ruben Sturman is? Do you know who Al Goldstein is?
Yeah.
You know because I told you.
Well, here's the thing: is that
why are so many Jews in pornography? Answer the question. Why are you guys such filthy
Jews
animals?
just love sex. I don't understand it. What's the problem with sex? Sex is great.
Christ is king, man. Like
Christ is king.
I don't know if I can explain it
Jesus.
any better.
Finally got to the point.
I'm giving up now. Huh? You're done defending the Jews. Like fuck this.
No, I never was.
We're on the wrong going space here. Not gonna change anyone's
These
mind.
guys, they're huge anti-Semitic Jew haters. Every night they just roast Jews.
You pretend you can
Good truth tellers, Jewish himself.
I think he's just an army truth.
He's a piñata.
I don't think he's a Jew, but he's
Another
definitely
piñata.
an army.
He's descendant of a Jew.
I wanted to say originally that it was the adrenochrome Red herring.
Yeah, see? Normie.
No, I never even talked once about adrenochrome. You're on that topic right now.
I know.
Because you're derailing the space.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are. The tunnels at 770 Kabat that got discovered, and the Jews didn't take responsibility for it, and they blamed a bunch of kids. No one mentioned adrenochrome. You injected that in the conversation. You sly little weasel. Who do you think you're fucking kidding right now?
And you said it wasn't.
Who do you think you're fucking with?
Trying to insult my intelligence, you stupid fuck.
Fucking don't fuck with me with your adrenochrome bullshit! I got my own bullshit to spread!
You injected adrenochrome into the conversation because you learned a little headline and you want to pretend like you're smart.
No, I'm a chem major.
Hello?
Gaslighting little fuck. You understand?
I'm a chem major who loves his children,
Well, you're a
loves his
chemistry
family.
major, so you want to talk about? Why don't you talk about who's the one producing meth? Who's the one pushing methadone to heroin addicts? Mary Matelson. Did you know that? When she started her clinic up in 1999, she caused the murder of more than 4,000 people she was treating with heroin addiction. Do you know about that, Mr. Chemistry Major? Do you know how methadone's made?
Well, that's
heroin's processed.
On
You know how opium is processed? Okay, who ran the biggest opium empire in the world?
Jeez, the U.S.
Mr.
Israel.
Kevin, no, it was fucking David Sassoon. You're a stupid fuck. Seriously. Ignorant, stupid fucks like you are an insult to my intelligence. Why the fuck are you here lowering the IQ of the space?
I'm not, actually.
You're not?
You're the
Well,
one-
what the fuck
you're
do
the
you know?
one
You're a chemistry major? You don't know who the biggest opium pusher was?
No, because that's not...
What, you think Breaking Bad's based on a white guy that did it? No, it's about a fucking Jew. He called himself Eisenberg.
Yeah, I didn't learn any of this shit in chem.
Have you learned anything? Well, yeah, I know. You just learn whatever you learn in textbooks. Yeah,
I learned about
Maxwell.
chemistry.
You learned your McGraw-Hill education textbooks. Who do you think wrote those fucking books? They don't tell you about the history of chemistry and who was manipulating all those fucking opium plants to create these psychedelic drugs and then push them on white people mainly. Okay, have you heard of Alfred or Felix Hoffman? The guys that processed LSD and heroin?
Yeah, I was just talking about them earlier, actually.
Oh, yeah? What were you saying about them? Oh, what year was that? Since you're such a know-it-all now.
Did you say, you said Hoffman, right?
Which Hoffman?
Albert?
Go on.
That was 1946, I would say.
False. It was way before that. It's fine, you don't know. So you don't know, that's fine. But he's behind all the psychedelic drugs, Mr. Chemistry Major. Did you know that? You know how many people they've killed as a result of these drug addictions? They killed millions of the Chinese, millions of Indians. They've also killed millions of Americans with their drugs. They're all Jews.
So your basic premise is that the Jews are responsible for almost everything.
The mass murder of hundreds of millions of Gentiles. That's correct. They've killed Germans.
Yep, somewhere in the realm of 400 to 500 million
Armenians,
people.
Obviously Palestinians and Lebanese. They fucked everybody over.
Yeah, I'm open-minded to all this, by the way.
You're a Kitover.
Okay, what are you here for then? So you really didn't know any of this stuff? This is all news to you?
No.
Like I said, normie.
Yeah, you can call me that. I'd gladly be a normie any day.
It's not something to brag about.
Why not? You know, I have a family.
This dude's got some Jew all over him.
Your new nickname should be called Kurva, because that's what you are.
Is that Jewish?
No, that's Slavic.
Well, I am Polish, so close enough. I don't know. You guys seem to have like a unified theory.
It's not a theory, but anyway, thank you so much for coming up, and I hope you did learn something, and I wish you luck, sir. Yeah, thank you. All right.
Next piñata!
Go ahead, Thomas. Welcome. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm great, thank you.
Space. I'm glad to see you guys again talking about one of these really, really creepy, characters, and this whole apparatus of debauchery. Because I've been talking about Larry Flint. I was actually trying to pull up my article I was writing about the Flint. It was Hustler versus Falwell, right? And it was an obscenity lawsuit. Basically, Hustler magazine, they made these kind of political cartoons about Jerry Falwell implying like an incestuous relationship with his mother, went up to all the way to the Supreme Court, and they ruled with Hustler magazine. They ruled with Flint. And it was, I think that kind of was something that opened the door with some of this stuff, the pornography and wider media. There was an argument about what is obscene. They, he argued some of these images from the Vietnam War were obscene, right? And so it was very interesting, to see like the debauchery kind of open up. This guy, this Sturman, he's very interesting character. He's definitely involved in all this. I've heard this funny term. He was part of the Kosher Nostra, right? So he's it's kind of like these Jewish gangsters like Bugsy Siegel or Mayor Lansky, who are aligned with like these Italian mobsters. Again, Sturman, he was tied with people in the Gambino crime family, Gambino capos like Robert DiBernardo, and there was another guy, Terry Zappi. These guys were directly involved. Sturman was paying tolls to DiBernardo. Again, the Walt Disney of porn, they called this guy. This was one of the last ties of like the mob connected pornography in this country before it went to like a more private equity, larger, these people like Rocco Miliambro, the guy behind Pornhub. He's behind all these different...
That's Rabbi Solomon Friedman.
What was it?
He's one of the founders of Equitable Capital Partners that owns all the sites.
Yes, that's it. ECP, that's right. And yeah, so
he's Leonid Rudvinsky, who owns OnlyFans, which also makes billions of dollars a year hosting porn, publishing porn, except it's more amateur, right?
Oh, yeah. Miliambro, he's involved with cannabis and real estate and gold, obviously, too. Not surprisingly. But no, it's, this is a very interesting conversation because, it's very strange how, and again, I'm going to bring out because it did come up, the Mezitza Pape, this practice should be banned in America. It's funny that I've gotten in this argument. A lot of people like to bring up like a lot of bigotry surrounding like Muslims, saying, oh, all Muslims are going to kill and rape everybody in the country. And there's a lot of bigotry and hate surrounding these conversations. And I'll bring this up. And it's funny, they can't get these people to condemn it. Just got in a debate. I triggered like 4 Jewish people on this space when I brought it up in response to them, making these fucking wild claims. And I say, well, do you think it should be banned? And they wouldn't even admit it. Bill de Blasio, when faced with the deaths in like 2012, two Jewish children died from herpes, right? As a result of this circumcision ritual practiced by the Orthodox Jewish community there. Yeah, New York has the largest Jewish community in the United States, like 70%, like 2 million Jews in New York. So it's like Bill de Blasio, mayor at the time, he just...
Look at the comments, you have no fans. In fact, Trump should suspend habeas and arrest
right? They just wanted to educate that community on the dangers. But then again, you see deaths in 2017 and all this because they just won't outright ban this horrendous anti-Semitic practice. I mean, this is harming Jewish children, right? It should be pretty easy conversation. But it's very funny. They'll ignore it and deflect. And I mean, the same thing with this. It's like, I think it's going to take a lot of leadership to push back against the debauchery that's been allowed. Because again, we have like these laws. There was a really interesting case back in the 70s. There was a guy, Miller, right, who pushed, it was Miller versus California. And there were he basically had this like large kind of network where he was sending these like pamphlets of nude, obscene stuff, and it ended up in like this restaurant, and like these people called and basically they sued, and it became this large thing. But there were like measures put in place that could kind of limit pornography and all this stuff, but the internet kind of made these laws irrelevant, like this whole Miller standpoint. Yes. Yes.
You're referring to the Alberts case that was happening at the same time as the San Roque case against the government. That was back in 57, by the way. They both ended up getting convicted, but what happened is they redefined the litmus test or the legal test for what defines obscenity. And they were willing to become more lax about it and allow for flexibility for these Jews to spread their pornography. You know what's interesting to me, though, Thomas, is I do this deep dive into all these various Jewish pornographers. They're willing to test the limits of the law and even go to jail to be able to spread and distribute, their degeneracy, their pornography. But they'll never fight, for instance, to say, end the genocide in Palestine. Or they'll never fight, for instance, like you say, end the Mitzvah Baba, make that illegal to save the kids. No, but they'll fight for the right to objectify Christian women and make money off of that. They'll even go to jail for it, as Ruben Sturman did. He didn't go to jail for his pornography, by the way. He did that part legally. He fucked up because he didn't pay his taxes. He owed millions of dollars in taxes. He tried to flee, didn't work. He got caught. He also escaped from jail, got caught again. He, of course, got caught for trying to bribe jury members as well. So, yeah, these guys, like I said, they will fight for certain specific causes, and that's why I always say, well, where are the good Jews at? To go and criticize these bad, evil, criminal Jews that destroy the fabric of society by spreading, illegally distributing their pornography and their LGBTQ and their gay marriage and all these other vices and sins.
Chris Burke!
Hear them. In fact, they support these reformist movements. And I put up earlier in the day, I don't know if some of you guys might have seen it, the first all-gender bathroom was actually in a gay synagogue in New York. They were the ones that are, again, pushing for gender neutrality, and, of course, they believe in the spectrum with the genders, etc., and all that other bullshit. And there's a couple of lesbians that run that synagogue. There's a bunch of these gay synagogues out there. And I always thought, well, that according to Leviticus, that homosexuality is a sin. But yet these Jews still espouse it. They have the biggest gay pride parades in the world per capita living in Israel. And they're okay with LGBTQ in addition to pornography. And never hear any of these so-called good Jews, these anti-Zionist Jews, speak out about it, knowing full well that it's on their porn sites where you have child porn that's published and distributed all around the world. Go ahead.
No, I mean, it's, I get in these debates a lot, and it's funny how people, a lot of people pretend, I don't know if they're pretending or not, but they'll say they don't know who, like, Tom Alexandrovich is, right? This is a pretty big deal. This is the, senior Israeli executive director of the Defense Division at Israel's National Cyber Directorate, and he was caught in a sting in Nevada trying to have sex with a 12-year-old child. And you have people like Michael Tracy. I don't know if he's Jewish or not. He's
he pretends the Epstein saga case was all made up, fake. Doesn't believe any of the victims. Thinks Virginia Frey lied, but I guess Maria Annie Farmer lied. All the victims are liars, and then he doesn't believe any of it happened. And yeah, he's just he defends Jewish pedophiles essentially. I know he is.
Exactly. He called the Tom Alexandrovich thing a government entrapment scheme. Quote. That's a quote from him. And, Alexander, he posted a $10,000 bond.
Cash. Right? He was a rabbi that also got caught trying to sleep with a 14-year-old in Florida.
Exactly.
So, and there's many other of these cases, too, of Jews getting caught trying to commit pedophilia. And then they end up, like, getting 6-month or, 1 or 2 year sentences, and then they repeat the same crime. He can explain Jonathan Braun. He's one of the biggest drug traffickers out there who molested his toddler, his 2-year-old. That's right. How fucked up is that? And he also beat up his nanny. He sexually assaulted his nanny, too. He's a sick fuck. Trump pardoned that guy before, and then he recommitted his crimes. He's back in jail. Look, guys like Mike Tracy, they're not even controlled opposition. They're just pro-Jewish, pro-Israel. And he just tries to do it in a shiesty, so-called intellectual way, the way he talks. Tries to act like the smartest guy in the room, and I've heard him debate before, and he just denies facts. And when I bring up, a concrete fact that it was Israel that admitted, Netanyahu that admitted that they had Monica Lewinsky's sex tapes that they used to blackmail Bill Clinton, he denies it. He doesn't want to acknowledge that truth. So when he can prove to him that Epstein was actually blackmailing politicians like Ehud Barak, like Bill Clinton, which Ari Ben Menashe, an Israeli military intel asset, stated, he has no reason to lie. Guys like him never come back with anything. The problem is they go on these other spaces with uneducated hosts. They know who they are, dumb fucks, or they're chicken shits, spineless, kosher cocksucking faggots themselves. They'll never call out the Jews and their crimes or take the time to educate themselves so they're actually qualified to moderate real debates and call out, little Jew simps, faggots like Mike Tracy who defends Jewish pedophiles. So that's why, I cease to see the point of even going on these spaces anymore, because the hosts aren't qualified to moderate when they know far less than, say, someone like me who can school them with the facts that I have, and they just all they do is actually get in the way, and I think it's to the detriment of the audience that then fails to actually understand, what the real facts are. And guys like Tracy get too much of a voice just because he's got a big following. Go ahead, Thomas.
No, yeah, exactly. I call it. I've made a little bit of a wave here on this platform by just simply doing that, calling out the fucking bad actors and the lies. There's just so much blatant propaganda. I want to land with one fun fact about the Tom Alexandrovich case, which I think is really interesting, and I haven't really seen a lot of people pull on this thread. And it was this whole case. The sting was led by local law enforcement. And Clark County DA Steve Wilson, who, you guessed it, is Jewish, right? And not only is he Jewish, his wife was involved, retired Judge Jackie Glass. She presided over O.J. Simpson's 2008 armed robbery trial. So this guy, Wolfson, is the guy who said, oh, there's nothing weird here. Let's just ignore it. So very strange. His daughter also involved in the Jackass film series. Just very strange connection. Wife involved in the OJ trial. Wolfson's the guy who sends Alexandrovich back to Israel. Nothing to see here. But yeah, it's just very strange and probably not very surprising. But another
hard
aspect
fact
of this whole
mentioned Sigal Chada, who is the Israeli DA, who's only supposed to be a temporary position. Trump assigned, by the way, who allowed for Tom Alexandrovich to escape back to Israel and avoid prosecution for his crime of attempted pedophilia. I think it was with a 15-year-old. I'm not sure if it was 13. And by the way, he's not just some low-level guy. He answers to Netanyahu. He's a cybersecurity chief in Israel, and he bragged about the fact that he got 90% of the posts requested removed from Meta because they were deemed, anti-Israel or just offensive to the Jews. So that's how much pull and power, and that's like 50,000 posts. So this guy's not just some small potatoes guy. And then he comes to Nevada or Las Vegas for a trade show on cybersecurity. It wasn't just him who got caught. There were other guys involved too. But they weren't able to flee to Israel. Or maybe some of them did. I just don't trust anything these people say anymore because they're all a bunch of liars. But when you see the facts just on this particular individual who got off scot-free, it's not even the first time. Because even though there is an extradition treaty with Israel to return these Jewish pedophiles, thieves, criminals, whatever they are, they get rejected by Israel consistently. And you still get faggots like Destiny that also defend Israel for the crimes of hosting and providing safe refuge for Jewish pedophiles who get caught everywhere around the world, in the U.S., in Australia, in Europe, and wherever they are. They can run off to Israel and avoid prosecution. And that's why they have the state of Israel. So when you ask a simple question to these Jews, why do you think Israel exists in the first place? It's not a religious reason, because most of the Jews there aren't even religious. They don't go to synagogue or even pray. They're there so they can be fucking degenerates, criminals. They can rape legally, commit pedophilia legally, and steal other people's land. So they can be the criminals they've always wanted to be without worrying about the law. Because they keep getting caught in various countries around the world, and so then they get kicked out of 109 countries 1,034 times, and then blame the pogroms, blame anti-Semitism, blame anyone and everyone but themselves for the crimes they themselves committed and they were held accountable for. So that's the trend that you see, which they deny. And they never want to own up or fess up to their crimes. In fact, they're proud of it. And they'll fight for the right to want to distribute pornography because they make so many billions of dollars. Did you know that this guy, Ruben Stern, made $2 billion in just several years from his peep shows and also, of course, distributing his magazines and his videos? Did you know how that shit works? People would pay 25 cents to watch 1 minute of real pornography, and then if they want to extend it, they have to put another. It's like playing a video game for a minute. He made a fucking fortune. He had these in all 50 states, these peep shows. So he was able to somehow bypass the law and allow for this pornography, these little peep shows to happen. And he got the idea from this individual in Sweden to do that. It wasn't even his idea. That was his innovation in pornography. So he could let people watch real life pornography for a minute and be able to jerk off to it as well. That's the kind of sick fucks they are. Go ahead. By the way, I'm going to break all this down when I do my presentation. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, it's been a really good space, good conversation as always, and also I think there's an interesting to add some another aspect of the truth to this is you can look up the global rankings for like rape. And, Israel has a very high rape for like their population, a rape percentage. It's like 15 per 100,000 or something. I mean, it's higher than most Western nations. You see some like Austria or Norway. And, the mass immigration is a reason for that. There's not mass immigration in Israel. It's like they have this per capita kind of sexual violence thing. And even like Israeli media covers it. It's like atrocious, the amount of sexual violence. A lot of their, Israeli males don't see like, rape with like their sexual partner as rape and stuff like that. There's just all these things that go into it. There's like and then, with sexual violence, because I speak a lot to like the American percentages on this. Like there's a sexual assault every 68 seconds in America, right? So there's a tremendous rate here that people don't talk about. But like there's a huge amount of this crime that's not reported. So I mean, anything that is reported, any statistics that you do have on that with sexual violence, it's not wild to estimate that is likely much higher. So there's definitely an issue with sexual violence and this entire aspect, especially in Israel. So this isn't like conspiracy or anything at this point, and this is a very it's detrimental. This crime happens globally, and so it certainly happens in more places than others. It's worth looking at. It's worth fleshing out. There's reasons for it, It's just like societal, cultural aspects to it, but. Thank you, Truth. It's been a good space. Thank you for the mic.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming up, Thomas. Yeah, the statistics are insane in Israel. It's 1 in 5 children is raped in Israel. 1 in 5 from the settlers is a victim of incest. 1 in 3 women is raped, and 1 in 6 men is raped. And 61% of Israelis do not know that, don't think that sex with an acquaintance is rape. So these people are absolute, the most disgusting, vile, degenerate pieces of shit that there is in the world, and they literally do not know that it's wrong. And they just create, because there is a lot of times that victims become perpetrators, right? So they are just creating more perpetrators, and it's just like ongoing degeneracy and a sick society, and it must be called out. And it's also the children must be protected from these people, and it's insane, Thomas, and thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much.
Truth,
Next
I do not
piñata.
see any more hands, but everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please repost the space, and if you guys go to it, I will also repost that. And also follow Truth and Heidi and amazing speakers. And there is also super chats in the Jumbotron. And thank you so much for being here. And I will post these stats in the purple pill, because I know people might be like, no, that's too many. No, it's not. It's the reality. I will post them. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. All right, Truth, do you want to start your presentation?
Go ahead,
Yeah, sure.
Truth. Tell us the truth.
First off, if you haven't already, please retweet the space. Super chats are on the nest as well. If you care to share a comment or have a question, I'll answer it. Put up a few other things in the nest too worth checking out. And by the way, since someone brought up Jenna Jameson, it's funny, she was considered like the queen of porn, the most popular porn star ever. She converted to Judaism back in 2015. Though they say in 2025 she may have converted back to Christianity. She married a Jew, had a Jew kid, I guess. I don't know what happens with that kid.
How do you have a Jew kid? You're not a Jewish woman.
When he finds out what his mom was really doing for like 30 years of her life. She's like 51 now. Because guess what? All those bad decisions end up following you around for the rest of your life. You don't just get to, start up a kosher cooking channel and pretend like you didn't have a past as a porn star, one of the biggest ones in the world. She was producing as well. She wasn't just performing, she was also producing and directing. So, that's a little fun fact about Jenna Jameson. She's been married a bunch of times, actually. But, besides that, Trump also seized an oil tanker that belongs to Venezuela. So, besides bombing fishing ships, killing civilians, Now he's stealing oil just like he did in Syria, where he actually admitted the reason why the U.S. stayed in Syria and still illegally occupying Syria is to, well, steal the oil and keep the oil and the wheat too. So, and that's still an issue. They're still there illegally, even though they have Al-Qaeda #1 who's in charge in al-Julani. So what's going on there? When's the U.S. going to withdraw its bases from Syria? Haven't seen it yet. But, man of the hour, I'm going to discuss Ruben Sturman. And again, I learned a little something about him before, about his contribution towards, they call it adult entertainment. Really, it's just degenerate pornography, objectification of young girls. They're duped into it to make some fast cash. And it destroys their lives, destroys their minds, destroys their souls. It really is demonic. And, you know, once you're in it, it's really hard to get out of it, because what else are you going to really do? How are you going to earn that kind of cash so quickly? There's nothing else really out there, maybe unless you get into, like, I don't know, drug dealing, arms sales or something like that. Industries Jews also run there too, and we'll get into that as well, because they actually made the comparison of Ruben Sturman to the guys that ran the drug empire and arms selling, trafficking, and human trafficking, etc. Because, well, they're all not so far apart from each other. Like, there's 1 degree separation. But who is this guy? What's his deal? This guy that was called the Walt Disney of porn, the Prince of porn. He built up one of the largest porn empires in the world, and he was global. He was in every single state. Again, he had the People shows that no one else was doing. It was him first. He had the biggest distribution channel ever. He distributed for Hugh Hefner, because the Jews love to say, well, don't you say the Jews are in porn? What about Hugh Hefner? What about Larry Flint? Of course, they'll put a couple of goy in there and then duck behind the fact that, well, it was Al Goldstein. There was one of the original pioneers of porn who was pushing Screw magazine and his other magazines, his filthy magazines as well. He had lots of them. And of course, you had Samuel Roth, who had the famous case that he lost, but he was able to modify the obscenity law so that future Jewish pornographers could legally distribute their porn, because, well, after all, they hate Christianity, they hate Jesus Christ, and it's their opportunity to be able to defile and objectify young Christian women. And they admitted, actually, multiple Jews admitted, you're going to see more of this, besides what you already know about Al Goldstein, who readily admitted this. But here's a little summary of who this class act Ruben Sturman is, that the Jews never really talk about it. Never hear the good Jews condemn all of the Jews in pornography. And even though they're supposedly 2% of the population, it's probably more than that. There's tons of Jews in pornography. They fucking love it. Just waiting for it to load.
Meet the Prince of Porn, Robert Sturman of Cleveland, Ohio. He's divided the country into what he calls the 10 erogenous zones, and is said to operate over 200 businesses in 19 states. And Sturman's also reputed to have heavy underworld connections. Example, his enforcer was said to be this man, Robert DiBernardo, a mafia hood also known as DB. How does the mob make money in pornography?
Well, they practically ran the pornography industry.
Jimmy the Weasel Frediano ran into DB when he tried to get into the porn business. It was at a big meeting of newly initiated mafia members in New York City.
I asked Terry, I said, who the hell is this guy DB? He said, there he is right there. He was sitting right next to him. So I told him, I said, hey, I want to get into pornography. He said, well, you should have done it 5 years ago. You'd have been a millionaire today.
In June of last year, DB disappeared. He is now presumed dead. Meet the Prince of Porn.
So that's what happens to the goy, the enforcer, the guy that works for the Jew. When he's disposable, yeah, he's no longer around. So it's another video that from before. It's a shorter one. It's about what Ruben Sturman's contribution was specifically, and then we'll get into more details. I'll break it all down.
Basically, they pretty much just took it over. The chances of you godfather in the modern day porn industry is Ruben Sturman, who was actually an Orthodox Jew. He owned over 200 bookstores all around the country. He's actually my godfather. What the Jews did pretty much was they revolutionized the adult industry and made it their own. So there was no space for anti-Semitism. They basically controlled everything. Back in the 80s, the only way you could get pornography was to go through someone like Ruben Sturman. He controlled, all of his stores and all the stores that he did. They had actually to pay him a tax to carry his product. Ruben Sturman actually eventually he died in prison. They tried to get him from obscenity back in the 80s, which was a big thing. And it actually still is. There is an obscenity risk today. but he eventually died in prison because of tax evasion, because he didn't want to pay taxes. But back in the 70s, the majority of the male porn performers were Jewish, and the majority of the female performers were Roman Catholic.
So, majority of the porn performers in the 80s, Jewish for males. Majority of the female performers, Roman Catholic. The Jews hate Jesus Christ, they hate Catholicism, there's over 1 billion Catholics, and they would target young white women. We already saw in Screw Magazine, in fact, Al Goldstein's magazine, there were advertisements seeking out young white girls, you know, in the single-digit age, up to 14, to come and do pornography by Jewish pedophiles that put it in. Friends of Al Goldstein, he was actually part of the indictment. Of course, he didn't go to jail for that because, well, Jews pretty much get away with whatever they want, though. If they fuck around and not pay taxes, that's sort of a big deal. But again, you heard what he said. Majority of the performers, Jews, who hate Christians. So this way they can fuck a lot of Christians, just like Al Goldstein did. He bragged about screwing over 7,000 girls, and they're proud of that shit.
All the business owners are pretty much Jewish or have Jewish ties or at some point worked for the Jew.
So there you have it. They own the industry. And this is a separate thread that I made from before. You'll see, I actually put up some survivor testimony that got removed, shocking, of young Russian girls that were trafficked by Russian Jewish gangs into Israel, where they obviously be sex trafficked, end up in brothels. They'd be sold for like 30 or 40,000. They'd have to work to pay off that debt. It's not even their debt, it's the pimp's debt. And once that's paid off and extra cash is made, then they get sold to the next pimp. That's why they love human trafficking and sex trafficking, because it's, well, pretty much all profit. And you can keep reusing these girls until they're pretty much destroyed and fucked and not recoverable. And most of them just end up super depressed, sad, and suicidal. And that's that, never to be heard from again. Completely destroyed. The Jews have absolutely no problem being at the forefront and pioneers of this industry, because they don't give two shits about goy life, about young goy life, especially kids. They see them as disposable but useful while they're young, because they can absolutely exploit them and make billions of dollars in profits, as Reuben Sturman did for many years. The only reason why he got caught and went to jail was for tax evasion, not for his crimes committed. It's pretty a threat. You can see for yourself. Zelensky's also at the forefront of pushing child porn. I've got lots of and prostitution as well. I've got lots of evidence on this. It's funny to me that, in Israel, all porn sites are blocked under a new law that requires people to publicly ask for access, because they want to monitor what Jews are up to in Israel. But hey, in America and Europe, if, say, the state of Texas wants to make mandatory ID verification for Pornhub, then you've got Rabbi Solomon Friedman, the guy that is a partner at Equitable Capital Partners that owns over 14 porn sites. Well, then he's going to sue, because he wants easy access, no barrier to entry for porn creators to be able to upload their content without issue. Porn is weaponized against the Palestinians by Israel as well, by the way, because that's just who these people are. So, yeah, let's carry on with Reuben Sturman specifically. They call him now the godfather of porn. He's also the godfather, I think it was Stephen Hirsch. A big guy that owns, Vivid Media, one of the biggest he's Jewish, of course, one of the biggest porn sites in the world. And he's also been called the Prince of Porn, and of course, the Walt Disney of porn. That's how much of a big deal he was. He's like royalty in the porn industry. So how did Sturman become the biggest pornographer in the world? Well, after graduating from, he's from Cleveland, Ohio, of all places. Once again, the state of Ohio. I don't know what it is with Ohio and the Jews. He had, of course, Les Wexner, who lived in Columbus, Ohio. He was Jeff Epstein's financier. Epstein lived in Ohio as well. He had a home there that Les Wexner gave him there as well. And then you had Jerry Springer, who was also from Ohio. He was as mayor of Cincinnati. Now you have this other pervert, Reuben Sturman. It doesn't matter which state they're in, whether it's New York or California or wherever. They just like to be fucking degenerate perverts. So after graduating, he starts up a business, so they say, selling comic books out of his car, and somehow he turns this into a comic book empire. He owns all these stores. Who knows where the cash came from? But as Thomas mentioned, he absolutely did have mob connections. So yeah, they wanted to run the comic book industry as well. Similar to artwork, they'll claim that certain comic books are limited edition, like a Spider-Man or Superman or whichever one. So therefore, it should be worth thousands of dollars. He was still making money there. but nowhere near what he was making on porn magazines, which was 20 times more profitable than any other product he had, any other comic book that he had. So obviously then his focus shifted to that, because a Jew only cares about making money and maximizing his profits. It's all about the shekels, baby. So Sturman started selling magazines with sex content, a product he discovered could make lots of profits, how much anything else that he had. And by the late 60s, he was the biggest distributor of adult magazines in the U.S. As it was mentioned, he had over 200 stores. He dominated the production and distribution of porn across all 50 states and in 40 other countries. How do you think he pulled that off? How's one guy, with help from a couple of partners, they were also indicted as well for the same tax evasion issue, not for spreading filth pornography. How do you think he becomes a global distributor of porn? This is the part people don't talk about enough. And this is where people need to understand the Jews are a criminal clique. They're global through institutions like B'nai B'rith, Chabad Lubavitch. They have their houses all across the world. And anything and everything they want to do, they can do freely, especially when it comes to crime, like human trafficking and porn, because these homes, their synagogues, their community centers are all essentially off limits when it comes to the laws of the land, because they get some religious exemption. Hey, whatever we're doing here behind these closed doors, that's our business. Stay the fuck away. And we had to have their own police departments in places like New York and also London, by the way. So nobody can really come knocking on the doors to try to save these kids that are being trafficked. So I don't think this guy was just some genius. He had plenty of help. He was working with the mob. The mob was already involved by then. Meyer Lansky was already, shipping drugs, and he was already shipping uranium, in fact, all the way to Israel. So he didn't have access to also young girls, and he also had his hands in the porn industry because he was running casinos. Of course, they had brothels, and he was running prostitutes. So they all worked together. It's 1 degree separation with these people. That's how he went global, and he was behind the scenes, though, and he ran with 20 different aliases. That's how much of a shapeshifter he was. He used to wear a fake nose and disguise, too, even when he went to court. So this way he could hide his real appearance and operate from the shadows and use the Italian mob as enforcement. Let them get the attention while the Jew just counts his shekels as millions, in fact, billions of dollars in profits, while the Italians or others get the attention. Like Hugh Hefner, it's Playboy, it's Hustler, and Larry Flint. Don't talk about Ruben Sturman. Don't talk about, of course, Greg Lansky. Don't talk about, Leonid Radvinsky. Don't talk about Rabbi Solomon Friedman, who claims he wants to clean up a filthy industry that's permanently 40 countries, probably more than that. He didn't just control porn. His rivals say he was the industry, and yet very few have heard his name because he hid behind so many aliases. And he was camera shy. That's right. The guy that loved pornography himself didn't like being in the camera at all. He avoided doing any types of interviews, at least, before a camera. He did a couple interviews through magazines, but that's about it. But let's learn a little bit more about who this pervert is.
This world famous pervert.
Sturman was an American pornographer and businessman from Cleveland, Ohio. Though most people know the powerful porn advocators Hugh Hefner and Larry Flint, the man who played a far more pivotal role in the shaping of America's sex industry has remained largely unknown to the public. Ruben Sturman dominated the production and distribution of porn not only in the United States, but also throughout most of the world. Rivals claim that Sturman simply did not just control the adult entertainment industry. He was the industry. Born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio, 8 major cities. After a suggestion from an employee, the company began to sell a few sex magazines. Much to his surprise, those few magazines produced 20 times the revenue he was making on his comic book. At this point, Sturman's business focus began to shift. In the 1960s, Sturman's sex magazine retail business had boomed. He was one of the largest publishers and perhaps the largest distributor of sex magazines. With the invention of the peep booth and the provision of hardcore porn on videotape, Sturman's empire has spread through all 50 states and into 40 foreign countries. Few Americans country, with the possible exception of Bill Gates. And we over in the street. Said by a good friend, Bill Kelly. Everybody kowtowed to Reuben.
Hello?
So trash, and brother, I appreciate that contribution, dude. I want to respond. I've been trying to ask a question for a bit, and I want everyone to just ask yourself the following question: which of the two statements, the one that Trash just made?
Fuck out of here, man. If I'm getting stuck in the '90s, I'm watching two. I'm going to the show. I'm going to Tupac Biggie shows, every single one for that year.
I want
Sure.
to. Shut up, Kitover. You're not even allowed.
No.
Hey, Jake, did Methodists get in?
Well, in my opinion, and you might hate me for this, but they used to get into heaven until like 2022.
And so finitude, in other words, existing but with limits, necessitates
again, like the secret, right? You think it's because of the mighty army, or like a guy like Patton that runs through and like leads his men with 245s, killing as many as he can personally with his bare hand, right? That's a thing that unites the soldiers. That is like a kind of a general. But at the same time, without MacArthur organizing him with the other generals, right? And MacArthur is the another general. I think who was it? It was Eisenhower. Eisenhower was the logistics head. He was the guy that was actually organizing. That's why he ends up as president. And the others are generals, and like they're better in certain ways than him, but they couldn't do anything without him. And he was one of like the few guys that could wrangle all of those like very loud personalities that would lead men into gunfire. So like yeah, and in the case of Napoleon, I think in that era they also had developed some canning for food, so they were able to have better supplies. In the case of the Romans, they had better camps. They were able to make very, very stable, comfortable camps so that their soldiers were well rested and well fed, whereas the other soldiers who were camping or just sleeping under a tree were exhausted and achy after days of fighting.
China to become the leading independent
No, exactly.
technological power.
It's all the boring shit.
It's all the boring shit, and honestly, what you're saying about the newer generals just winning because like they have better technology is so true. I'm like, bro,
illegal state subsidies and state-owned.
okay, there's the Battle of Hertzgren Forest, and I think it's in Germany, and 6,000 army soldiers died for like 5,000 yards, like because it's
Yeah, that was World War I, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
bro, they go into a forest that's heavily fortified for no
Every
fucking
battle
reason.
in that war was a tragedy.
Oh, my bad. No. This is World War II.
Oh, World War II. 6,000 for 5 yards, you said?
5,000 yards.
5,000.
So about more than a man per yard.
Damn.
It's just like concrete pillboxes and like dense forests.
Right, those are all tactics that are deployed.
A drunk ass general. He was actually kind of a badass before this battle. But he just goes into that shit for no reason. Like, man, the U.S. Army, I think like a Russian, it's kind of like a joke. Actually, no, the Russians said this seriously, then the Marines said a joke. But they said, the U.S. doesn't read their own textbooks, so you have no idea what they're going to do. Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah. And then the Marine basically said like the same thing in another quote, like as a joke. But it's just like, bro, like, oh yeah, there's unpredictability. Like, you don't know what you're gonna do. Like, neither can they. It's just like, the U.S. was innovating in like small unit leadership, like giving like leadership to like non-commissioned officers, like sergeants, just like on the ground to make decisions, which is really advantageous in a lot of situations. Like, I mean, probably like fucking meat grinders like this. Maybe not so much actually. This one. My favorite is probably the USS Humley. It was a submarine that 3 different soldiers, 3 different crews died in the Civil War. But it did eventually kill a Union ship, but like it was supposed to release a time charge, and instead it just immediately detonated.
Just lets me know that Candace Owens is right, and she is definitely onto something. Keep in mind.
Yeah, I'm just like, we still have that ship though. Like, that's interesting. Like, a crew of people dies in it, then they look at the person that made it, and they're like, "Yo, you wanna hop in? You wanna get in?"
The Daily Wire.
If you want to understand the hypocrisy of the Pritzker administration, listen to this. He's more than happy to give a $500 million tax break to the communist Chinese EV battery maker Gotion.
Like in World War II also, I think when you compare the supplies which a single American GI had to a single German officer, like they had like 3 times as much. They had like chocolate, they had cigarettes, they had water, they had everything they needed. And the Germans were just like down to a third of what they wanted. Like they were already reducing their rations by the time the Americans showed up. If you want to know who wins, it's the people that can produce the most. Not the people that can destroy the most. The people that produce.
I mean, it's honestly both. Man. Like, cause, man, okay, you know Japan was making, like, they're making ships out of wood. They're basically flying.
Their entire country was made of wood.
Yeah, they're flying, they're making kamikaze ships. Okay, if you've never heard of the Thunder God Corps, you probably want to join it, honestly. The Thunder God Corps sounds pretty fucking hard, but, that aside,
until you hear what it's about.
Yeah, they told everybody in 3rd and 4th year in university, congratulations, you graduated. You're going to be a kamikaze.
Yay!
They put them in crop dusters. There's even a kamikaze submarine. Like, it's basically, I mean, it's not a submarine. It's like a torpedo with a cockpit attached. For like no reason. You can't even like steer the thing. You really can't even. Bro, what? They're just like, we have people. Let's put the ball in our munitions.
They don't have like that many people.
Like, yeah, that shit is just abusive. Like, there's no reason to do that.
Yeah, they were a bit distorted in their military reasoning, I think. There was some serious, crazy, demented shit that the Japanese did. It's kind of weird that we're all okay with it now.
I mean, I think we just accepted they're very passionate people.
Let's just hope they stick to anime.
Really insane. Like, it was kind of disgusting, to be honest.
Horrifying, like really sick horror movie shit.
Sticking on the needles, freaking out.
I have been clear. I think Tyler Robinson was involved on that day. I think there were multiple people that were involved in that day.
You were shut down because you criticized all the people profiting from mass murder.
I'm banned from travel
Yeah,
to
we're
the
all good now.
US. I am financially censored.
Me?
I cannot have a credit card.
That's just how he breathes, man. Come on.
Oh, but you didn't say a Roman battle. Like, what battle in Rome?
Make payments.
Okay, this like new Netflix house gaming
Which
studio
battle was
thing
that?
is fucking insane, and like they're literally gonna steal
Battle
your
of Kent?
identity. Just hear me out.
Canay?
Yeah, you don't connect.
I don't know.
It's like the famous Roman victory. It's like the most famous Roman victory.
Hannibal victory over the Romans, bro. Come on, bro.
Oh, when Hannibal won?
Oh my bad. That is it is a L. Okay, I'll just remember because everybody in World War I is like, oh, we need to do
also not a
we
lawyer.
need to do my bad connect.
Because
I thought he had a
during
few.
COVID, I learned when they told us that it came from a
Few
bad
battles. What's like this
Hannibal
one?
had this one, which was really famous. He had the tribute of
Yes, Hannibal Lecter. That's correct.
he had like the Trivia River battle. He had this battle. He had like three really like masterful ones, two or three pretty masterful ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had a bunch of like smaller victories.
Tia Peters was just granted a full pardon from.
Then he left.
And then his homeland stopped supporting him, and
he bitched out.
Scipio attacked
From months
Zama,
ago, we need you to
and then he had to
call
defend that.
Governor of Colorado, Jared Polis, and
He had
demand
all.
that
He
he
could have
release
taken
her.
Rome.
She is a
She
federal
just
witness.
Maybe. I don't know. Romans held out.
In Mesa County, Colorado, in 2020. She has the only image.
Oh yeah, I remember. Like Hannibal made like a weak middle, and he had like a pincer
Of
movement.
the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clever move.
This is I mean, the Germans did this like with their defense in depth. Which,
You know what? I remember my favorite military maneuver. It was in the Bible. It was I forget what his name was. I think it was Gilad. But it might have been. I don't remember the name. But there was a guy who was kind of disgraced. I think he had like bad parentage. He might have been like a bastard or something. But the Jews needed someone to defend them because someone had invaded the land, and they kept like attacking farms or whatever. So they asked this guy to help them, and he said, "Okay, but then you got to make me your king." And he said, "Okay." Now, the scheme he does is he starts with like 1,000 volunteers. He gets 1,000 strong men, and they're coming with him. But he says 1,000 is no good. Says, that'll be a disgrace to my victory. I have to do this for God. We need fewer men, he says first. So he reduces his 1,000 down to like, I think it was 200. And he does that by like taking them to a river and asking them to drink. Some use their hands, some use their mouth, and whatever. At the end, he's got 200 people. So here's the plan. All of the 200 men come armed with a shofar, trumpet horn, a clay jug, and a torch, a lit torch that is concealed by the clay jug. Right? It's an apparatus he's constructing. So first, he doesn't attack them. Right? He just wanders around the land, telling everyone, we're looking for these guys and we're going to mess them up. Then I think he hears from somebody that they're scared of it. When he hears that they're scared, he waits until the new moon. Now, the new moon is when there is no moon. The sky is completely black. And then he waits till midnight at the changing of a guard. So he finds their camp, right? And there's no moon. So it's completely dark. He then approaches them with the flame covered by the clay jug, and he hides a distance before, so they can't see him. But he's got a bunch of torches hidden in the jugs. Then he waits until the changing of the guard, and he gives all of his troops the sign. He says, when they change the guards, you remove the clay jug and immediately start blowing the shofar. So they change guards in the middle of the night. They break the plot, and then suddenly the entire camp is surrounded by fire. And then the shofar is blown, and they are hearing a war cry. Everyone of these non-Jews that are in the tent, they pick up their sword and start stabbing whoever is in their camp to kill the invaders, and they all slaughter themselves for the Jews.
I like that military victory.
A message to Donald Trump, to Kristi Noem, to Gregory Bavino, and anyone else seeking to terrorize our people. Your divisiveness and your brutality are not welcome here.
Tom, what's your message?
What are your thoughts on
A message to Donald Trump, to Kristi Noem, to Gregory Bavino. And anyone else.
Hello everyone, Senator Omar Fateh here. I'm in the Cedar Riverside neighborhood, and I wanted to speak to you about what we've been seeing here in the Twin Cities area, as well as throughout the state of Minnesota.
The husband and wife agreed to speak with us. So look.
First, Santa's husband. This book tells the story of Santa, his husband, and their life at the North Pole. And I want to assure everyone that this is.
And I miss Charlie going on dates and the girl they liked, and me always being the wing woman, and him asking. This text message is one of my favorite text messages between me and Charlie when he was getting ready to go on a date, and he didn't date many people, and he
Good pussy. Fucking.
This moment you're having doesn't speak for itself, because you already you had the fucking power and abused it. Day one. You want us to sit here and hear you out? The only reason we're in this fucking room with you right now is because you forced our hands. And when Bert came in here and addressed, hey, who boomed the room? You attacked him for it. Christina got off her mouth with her dick suckers. That shit was weird, bro.
You can't get mad when it happens to you when you do it to people.
If you want to be serious, you can't be sucking dick like Juju, who plays devil's advocate. Today I don't give a fuck about anything this house has going on anyways. I just do this to play devil's advocate.
You kicked me out of the room as a leader yesterday. You kicked me out of the room as a leader yesterday, and you're mad because someone boomed your room. You can't feed the shit and not be able to eat it.
Right, nigga, and you're eating my dick right now. Shut up.
No, dude,
So Jeremy, at the end of the day, we need.
I love this for you, Crash Out, right now.
We need.
Humbling and beautiful.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not losing any sleep. We need no admins, only leaders, because the responsibility for everybody to build the house is to open rooms and build the room. When there's admin power, again, you can remove people from having leadership titles. You can remove people from the house. And you can do a lot of other things that can hurt the house as well. You can delete replays. You can do. There's a lot of fucked up shit you can do with admin roles.
Yes. Can I respond, Crash? And Mink, is that you? Wow, Mom, I don't even know. Is Tampa? Is that you? I don't even know.
Oh, I'm glad you're here.
But hold on, Crash. If I can just respond, brother. The reason why I will never call you Trash Out again. The reason why I'm never ever gonna call Day Night again is because this personal fucking insecure shit has got to stop, man. Like, dude, I never talk shit about you ever.
I never stopped you calling me trash out.
No, but dude, no, you're not hearing me, man. It's like these rooms where people have these fucking hate-ons with people, and they just like, it's like, oh, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna use my personal feelings. It's like, guys, no one gives a shit about that.
Who put you in?
You don't see me doing it, but hold on, you don't see.
The past 3 days you've been doing it.
Have I?
Yeah.
In what way, brother?
You were just speaking on how everybody felt with me apparently putting people in the goo, right?
No, brother, I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything about any of that, brother. I really didn't. Right? And so I'm not sure if you're just not listening to me, but like, guys, we have to stop it with his personal attacks. Let's just focus on having great fucking conversations, and we're gonna have discourse.
It's a pot calling the kettle black.
Yeah, no. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, no, Steve, I'm open to that criticism, brother. I am.
Well, so are you open to my suggestions so that this house can actually grow and do better?
So the reason I don't like your suggestion, and for those who aren't, here, Crash is saying, hey, there should only be one admin, that's Day, and then, leadership, whatever. And what I'm suggesting, and I proposed a very succinct rule for how to become a leader, and the rules that the leader should have in a structure that I think would make Talking Apes great. And I'll say it again if you want.
No, we don't even.
The reason, but hold on, Crash. The reason I disagree with you,
not leadership.
I know. So Crash. The reason I disagree is there was a time before I left the last time when there were 4 or 5 admins: Taz, myself, Mando, Day, and Bright. It was at the beginning of the rapid debates. Like, it was literally, for me, the peak of Talking Apes.
Yeah, you said that 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, I know. And for the last month or two, there's been one admin. And so everyone here, hold on.
And it's going to stay that way.
Go check the member list, you fucking blind bastard.
Really? How many admins are there right now?
3.
Taz, Jerry, Mando.
But see, the resurrection is
so Jeremy.
Mando's not there yet. It's just Day, Jeremy, and
Bird. Jesus didn't come out of the cave on the 2 day and 28. It was 3 days.
You're an admin now. You're an admin now, Jeremy.
Yes, I am a Talking Ape.
So here's my suggestion for being a member. Stop talking about it and fucking do it.
Just do it. I don't understand that. I'm
you
a
don't
Talking
understand
Ape.
that?
I'm an admin.
I'll explain. Stop talking about the fucking good old days and just do what you want to do, Mr. Admin. Just do it. Just do it.
Hell yeah.
But see, so let me ask you, Steve.
You're an admin. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Stop talking about the old days and just fucking do it.
Please respect the admin on stage, Steve. Thank you.
Stop it, Dude. Steve, this is literally my question, man. And this is what Crash is talking about. Crash is saying, no, it was better when there was one person, who was one dictator.
What difference does it make what it was? That is gone. It is what it is. You're an admin. Do it.
And so, if someone who cares about the house is asking all of the OG apes, and he says, hey guys, if you were the admin, whether you were the one admin or one of the few admins, if you were an admin who, like Steve said, could do whatever the fuck you want, and I ask you, if you were in that place, what do you like? And I propose a leadership rule that says, hey, anyone who's going to be a leader has to follow these rules. And I ask you, how would you make this better? And I'm genuinely curious of everyone's answer.
You're asking me if I was an admin?
Yes.
I would drop your ass to a leader. I wouldn't make you an admin because you're not trustworthy and you crash out all the time.
I appreciate that. But more specifically, as this admin, and that's fine. No, I appreciate that. So now I'm a leader.
Yeah.
But I'm a leader, and I go to you, Steve, and I'm like, listen, Steve, admin, I think that the rule for being a leader should be the following. Always replays. If you're going to be a leader, Jeremy, you always have to have replays.
There's a dark scene emergency. Uma. Look at her picture.
Okay, here's what I propose, Jeremy. All of the rules should be discussed with the 3 admins not in this room. This is not a rule-making room. It's just a room. You want to talk about making rules for leaders, go talk to the other two admins and do it.
Yeah.
So are you saying, Steve, that the 7,200 apes should have?
You don't understand what I said?
No, I don't. I'm asking a question.
Really, I'll rephrase it. You got 3 admins. You're one. Get together with the other 2 and have a conversation. Do you understand that?
Wait, you guys don't even have a group chat?
But the 4th admin is not going to resurrect until the days following.
Right, you guys don't even have a fucking group chat?
Hold on, maybe I'm not being clear. I'm not asking you guys what you think about what the rules about the admins. I'm not asking you anything about
what
the admins.
What are you asking? Be clear.
I'll ask you again.
Sure.
I'm asking for your input on what you think the criteria should be to be a leader in the Talking Apes. And I put forward as framework, and I wanted your feedback on it.
Here's my 2 cents on that.
I already gave you my feedback. I would drop your ass as an admin immediately because you're not trustworthy.
Dude, you don't have, Steve, please tell me you're smart enough to know that that's not the answer to my question. But Crash, go ahead.
I'm going to answer your question and then follow with something else. The criteria to being a leader is being able to open a house and build it. Build the house.
Open a room.
The house.
Open a room.
Open a room and build it. That's the criteria that you should have for a leadership role. None of the other bullshit you're fucking chasing.
Yeah, make it once a week, a minimum. Once a week.
And then second, but I would like you to answer me. Why do we need more than one person with admin powers but how does that benefit the house when more than one person have too much power as quote unquote admin responsibilities? Why can't Day be the only admin?
Oh yeah, Mondo's coming back, Steve.
Wonderful. Another psycho wacko, untrustworthy guy. Great.
Thank you.
So Jeremy, that's my question.
Jeremy.
Why do we need more than one admin, right? When leaders have the ability to grow the house and open a room.
Jeremy's an insecure clown with no self-esteem who wants to waste all his time in some fake role-playing game with monkey children.
To control.
I fucking roasted that motherfucker. Oh man, that was fucking hilarious. That one got quick, real quick. That one fucking hit the nail on the head on that one.
That the Pope is infallible when he's reading God's word. Other than that, outside of when he's reading God's word, then he's not infallible. That's the only time.
Yep, but I believe it's a word for Peter because we have the successions of the popes. From Peter till Leo the 13th, we've had a good run. You know what I mean? Over 2,000 years has been great. So these people horrible.
Why haven't we had Black Pope yet?
Because
Go
I want to speak to the title. So the apostle, and I'm Catholic, but the apostles were on different missions. You cannot disregard the Orthodox Church. We went through a great schism. The Pope is just the Bishop of Rome, okay? The bishops of Antioch and the Bishop of Alexandria, they are leading part of the church. We should reunite the church. Not only Catholics can make it into heaven, Orthodox Christians can as well. However, we have apostolic succession, and some of these religions largely the Protestants do not, and they don't follow that any longer. But let's not disregard the Orthodox Christians, and we should encourage the church to reunite.
Fuck Jews.
What did you just say? Did you just insult Jesus Christ, the Lord and Savior, who was Jewish? You fucking low IQ little brain rat fart.
Wait a second. In Vatican I, in 1871, and I'm sure you know this as a Catholic, ex cathedra is the supreme teacher, and in 1870, 1871, it's in the infallibility of the Pope. Do you believe in Vatican I or Vatican II? And do you believe in the things, for example, in 1854, in Immaculate Conception?
Left, and that's how you
do you believe that Immaculate Conception?
But I actually kind of agree with that. So I believe in the Immaculate Conception, yes. I do. So let me talk about this a little bit. So the church, it was rather contentious in the churches, tip their hat to Rome being the authority because of Peter and the Superior. However, that doesn't disregard the influence of the rest of the churches that the apostles started on their mission.
There's no more opportunity to suck your shit to the top of the fucking rank no more.
We still, as Catholics, the Orthodox leaders of the Orthodox Church, Eastern Orthodox, come to the seating of the new Pope, and they still come and honor him. So, like, the Catholic Church doesn't even disregard these people.
The answer is the same
Those are the ones with the black hats, right?
Yeah, they're wearing black.
And it's the same answer that I told you earlier is why I
even the Catholic Church doesn't.
No, I get that, but that's not an answer. So pretty much you're saying we need more than one admin because that's what you wanted to return?
No, brother. That's literally what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say, guys, is what made Talking Apes amazing was you had Day and Taz. You couldn't conceptualize two radically different personalities and people and backgrounds and history. And these guys had the humility to sit and converse with each other and talk to each other. I think the reason why the Talking Apes grew is because when people are like, wait a second, is this a black house? Is this a Jesus house? Is this a dinosaur house? Is this a stinky white Canadian agnostic fucking cracker house? No one knows. That's what makes it fucking... It is answering, Crash, is because, and I'll land with this, and I'll ask you again, because you didn't answer my question. What was the better Talking Apes in your opinion? The last month and a half, or the Talking Apes at the beginning of Rapid Debates, when Mando and Taz and Bright were still admins? Answer honestly, brother, because that's the answer to the question that you asked me. Talking Apes will be nothing if there's only one guy, because all four of us are failed, and if we put all four of us together, maybe we can fucking bring this house out of that fucking cave and back to life.
Right, so let me answer.
And I love that
you're being honest here, because one thing...
I got kicked again. Jeremy is the total zero. Clown house hero.
Which Pope says that, well, yeah, it's an Orthodox to go to heaven. I've never heard that from my entire life. Even John Paul II.
Said they don't, though, Chief. We're still part of the church. We're just not united. You don't
it's been a schism. It's been a schism for the last 500
Do you know
years.
what they schismed over, though? Are you familiar with what they schismed over? Like what the whole debate?
True, but the problem I have with what you're saying is
are you familiar with what the schism was about?
Look, I understand it's papacy and everything else like that, but
yeah, largely about priests.
Marrying and everything, like papacy, marrying, blah blah blah.
Being married because hold on, let's look. We can rather than argue, you can like.
No, because I want to deal with
this first before you and learn about stuff on this app.
Oh
no one ever wants to learn about
I want to deal with this first before we move on. That's what I want to deal with this first.
I want to talk about what the schism was about.
There's a boy point.
Okay, so
There's a deck. And there's the center
leading up
lift.
into the 700s and the 800s, the Catholic Church became the large influence of what is now modern-day Italy. At one time, the king of that region had influence over appointing the Pope. However, by the 700s, 800s, the Pope had influence over ruling of that region and ruling of the armies. And the Catholic Church became somewhat corrupted in some aspects. And there was a disregard to how much influence the Catholic Church had over people in armies. Are you familiar with any of this, Chief?
100% I am, of course. Like, I can answer any question you want anytime. I'm very familiar with schism, of course.
So, but then there was a lot of political stuff within the church too. One being, priests marrying was a big, that people in the Roman wing of the church wanted to ban it because priests were succumbed to lust and they were sleeping with men's wives. I mean, even a pope got caught sleeping with another man's wife and fell to an awful death because of it. So, to say that the Catholic Church doesn't have the risks that some of the Protestant churches go through today with their pastors running off with people of their congregation, they did, and I think the Catholics learned from it. That's why they pushed to get rid of it.
Now the priests just fuck kids.
No, it's a horrible thing. Like, living by the joke. First and foremost, it's actually Pope Leo IX that came up with that, as you know, and I think it was 1055, 1054, and he was the one who was like, well, yeah, the Patriarch Michael in Constantinople and everything else like that. And what happened after the Great Schism was, it's like, when the Catholic Church, for an example, just not the Catholic Church, let me just do it all over. The first one was the Orthodox Church that came a part of it. And the first one was the one in Armenia. The king of Armenia was the first one to be like, yeah, I'm going to adopt the Catholic Church and everything else like that. But the problem with the schism and everything else that's happened, that's why I like Pope Leo going to Lebanon recently. It was a good thing he went to Lebanon, because I think Lebanon is a Christian country. It's beautiful, fantastic, If you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. And the other thing that was going on at the time, it was the modern relations ever that the Hagia Sophia was turned into a mosque. I think it was in 2014, ridiculous. But the major event that I'm talking about is Christianity actually made through its way through major Christian kingdoms. So kingdoms in, for example, Charlemagne in France and everything else like that. And he was like, well, yeah, Germany and France and everything else like that, I gotta be. My biggest thing is it's continued the whole way. Americans can have different point of views and stuff, but Joe, I'm trying to say right now, I believe people are coming back to the Catholic Church. I believe it's true. And we can go into schism and everything else, like the Orthodox Church and everything else. I think it's false.
I really want to.
Because you have wait. You have in the Ukraine, I think it was last year when President Zelensky was like, well, Ukraine is no longer alive. Well, we're not going to celebrate Christmas on the 7th of January, which is the Orthodox Christmas. And the Catholic Christmas is the 25th of December, sort of thing. And I was like, well, how are you going to get soldiers to defend this sort of thing? But I do believe Catholics do get into heaven. Some don't, many do, but yeah, I really, really believe that it's true. And that's what I want to say. Especially after Charlemagne and stuff.
Priests actually read the last rites of non-Christians. They'll actually hold memorials for non-Christians, and non-Catholics are actually buried in Catholic cemeteries as well, because the official position is that none of us speak for God, and we don't really know who gets in and who doesn't.
Are you talking about the last rites?
Yeah, priests will read last rites even for non-Catholics.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, most of the thing, for an example, if you look at a country, I'm not going to talk about the United States of America, but if you look at a country like Australia, you have 60% of all schools are Catholic. You have 60% of all churches, they're all Catholic, and everything else. Like, the rest, they make up the numbers. When you get your last rites and everything, and actually 85% of all hospitals in Australia are all Catholic. So if you get your last rites and everything else like that, they can move you eventually. But yeah, they're gonna bury you in a Catholic cemetery.
Chick, I'm just so amazed. How did you learn everything in such a short period of time, going from, a terrorist attack church to living in the West to learning English to learning everything? How did your brain manage to take in so much information? It's unbelievable.
I came to Australia. It's a great country. It's a good country, Australia. You learn a lot. But I'm just saying, a lot of the schools here are all Catholic. And if you want to have your last rites, for an example, Joe, if you're not a Catholic, why would you waste the time with a Catholic priest? Be like, well, yeah, I'm dying from cancer, but I need a Catholic priest to give me my last rite. What a waste of time. No, nobody does that unless they're sadistic,
I don't even understand if that was a response to what I felt.
Because most of the hospitals in Australia are Catholic hospitals. That's the thing. Like if I'm dying in a hospital, let's say it's in let's say Queen Elizabeth II Hospital in Brisbane, and I'm dying there, I'm like, well, the priests are gonna come and give me my last rite because it's a Catholic hospital. It's like you can have Muslim hospitals, you can have Jewish hospitals. It's the same thing. It's not too difficult to be like, this is a Catholic hospital and the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church is the biggest charitable organization in the entire planet.
Okay, but I know you're speaking, but you're not making any points.
What? Go ahead.
You mean the same Holy Roman Catholic Church that went into like countries and invaded and stole all their fucking shit and hid it in the Vatican today?
What do you mean? What are they hiding in the Vatican?
Artwork, statues, archaeological fucking digs. There's literally fucking like dozens of countries begging the Vatican to please give back like their ancestral fucking shit.
Okay,
the Jews.
Wait.
Yeah, there's all kinds of shit. You want to get you the list? There's like fucking 20 stories underground of the Vatican, just piled with ancient artifacts, just like the British did.
No.
They both do the same thing.
Don't come here and be like,
oh my God. The Catholics literally went through and just stole everything that wasn't fucking bolted out.
What it is, it's the Jews that want it back, right?
No. I'm talking about countries in Africa, the Middle East, and Asia, that they literally just went into countries and just fucking stole
Asia and Africa.
Everything. They stole everything that wasn't fucking bolted down. Just like the fucking British monarchy did.
Tell me what the Catholic Church stole from
There's literally an entire fucking list of different countries that are begging the Vatican and also begging the British monarchy to give back all their fucking shit that they stole from them.
Just tell me.
Oh my God, A-Check, I don't have a fucking example offhand.
Okay.
I watched an entire documentary. I watched an entire fucking documentary about all the shit that the Roman Catholics fucking stole from people.
Okay, LD.
Yeah, so
make the documentary. A-Check.
Make the documentary.
Make the documentary.
It's about breast reduction. It's about breast reduction.
You're not getting anything back. They're not going to get anything back. So if they want to make a documentary, they can.
No, No, I was just
You
saying
and
how
I both
thievous
know
the fucking Roman
they're
Catholics are.
not
That's all.
getting anything back.
Yeah, I know. They're a bunch of thieves. That's all.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and they're not getting anything back.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they have to give it back or anything. I'm just saying they are a piece of shits.
No,
bro, what are you gonna do about it?
They are a
No,
piece
I
of
gotta
shits.
be like,
They
well,
invaded
yeah,
countries,
like, what did
chopped
the
people's heads
what
off,
did the
forced
Catholic Church
conversion,
take from you?
and then they fucking
Tell me.
stole everything.
Yeah,
What is that?
They literally stole everything that wasn't bolted down.
Don't come here and cry like a bitch.
Oh my God, that's
like that.
fucking
Just be
terrible.
like, what do you want back from the Catholic Church? Tell me.
But
Yeah, let me get you the list and the litany of fucking things that the Roman Catholics stole.
Yeah, get me a list.
They stole from the Egyptians, the Jordanians, the Lebanese, the fucking everybody. They went into fucking countries and just stole everything.
yeah, but it's better that they hold those artifacts.
I'm not making a fucking hot claim. I'm not saying that it's bad.
And the people, so to say they're bad.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying they deserve to get their shit back. I'm just saying they are pieces of shit for stealing.
Something different. I'm saying it's better that the Catholic Church hold those artifacts.
Why don't you tell the retard next to you that believes that the Catholic Church, Alan, why don't you tell the retard Kasumkum next to you who believes that the Holy Roman Catholic Church never stole anything?
I'm not arguing anybody else.
Yeah, you do. Do you agree? Alan, do you agree that the Roman? Alan, do you agree that the Roman Catholic Church did steal things from
I
people?
don't care how you frame it. I'm saying however they acquired those things, it's better that the Catholic Church has them than the countries and the peoples that they acquired them from or stole them from or bought them, whatever it is. Because those people would have destroyed it. They're savages. They saved the savages from themselves. Don't you understand? So yeah, why not? Take the stuff. I'm sure there's African and African artifacts that probably would have been burnt by the warring tribes. And now the Catholic Church has preserved it for all time. That's a good thing. They were doing them a favor. That's my argument.
Yeah, my argument is that this is a narrative perpetuated largely by the Jews that want their artifact back that they assert that the Catholics stole from them. At least that's how my understanding of it is.
What do they want back? Their down payment? I mean, you guys are getting all bent out of shape at 2 in the fucking morning on a Friday. You know, I just gotta say, does anybody's brain work anymore? Does anybody know how to use a brain anymore? Because this is not an effective way to use a human brain. This is what's happening every day, 7 days a week, 100 hours a week on all platforms. People just having conversational hypnosis. I mean, I gotta say, like, I'm about to go to the top of a mountain, lock myself in a cave with a bunch of books, and just watch humanity talk themselves into a grave. That's it. That's what's happening.
Who gets into heaven? Kitover.
Who gets into heaven? Heaven is now, you fucking dummy. You haven't figured that out. Either you're living in heaven or hell right now. This is hell with you schmucks.
He's not wrong. That's the trap of social media. I was saying this 5 years ago. It's ruining relationships. It's ruined dating. You know, when it used to be, if you wanted to date a girl, look at what you had to do. You had to have income. You had to buy nice clothes. You had to go through the trouble of driving to a public place where other people congregated. You had to have some game. You had to strike up a conversation. You had to have some courage. Then
you fucking retarded Sharmuta Kasumkum.
Then
Read the
you
fucking
had
ChatGPT where it gives you all the examples of all the different fucking items and how it is true that the Roman Catholic Church forcefully went in during military conquests, during the Crusades, and during the Inquisition. And I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to Achek. And they went in and stole all this fucking shit.
The Catholic Church has
Stole shit from everyone. They literally stole everything.
don't come and be like, well, yeah,
fucking retarded fucking. This is why I told you to go fuck yourself, because you made this fucking retarded kasumkum Sharmuta faggot a fucking moderator. You know.
Don't come here like
Yeah, suck my big fucking white dick, A-check. You fucking non-nuanced fucking non-linear thinking fucking retard.
Bro, don't be
circumcised or uncircumcised.
Your fucking confirmation bias is fucking wild,
The
A-check.
Catholic Church kicked the Muslims out of fucking
Yeah, go fuck yourself, Beaver.
and out of Portugal and everything else. Like, if the Catholic
Beaver,
Church
you offered it. I am requesting if I can have it.
And I honestly don't give a damn. Not my problem. I don't care. You know, if you want to get the artifacts, go ahead and get the artifacts. But I don't give a shit. They kicked out the Muslims from their bear and punishment and everything.
Maybe the Roman Catholic Church can stop being a bunch of murderous fucking thieves.
It's not really my problem. You could be like, well, yeah, they have the tabernacle and everything else. Not my problem. Don't give a shit. Don't care. And it's dealt with. It's done. It's not.
Shut the fuck up, you goddamn dumbass.
Well, that got quiet.
Did you see what he did? Did you see what he did as soon as you got more power?
Yeah.
Did you see what he did as soon as you got more power? Horrible.
You guys kicked out Rich 2000K.
Yeah, listen. He was doing that. Was he the one who, AI, were you Goo or was Rich Goo way back when?
No, neither one. That's not Goo.
Well, I don't care. I don't know.
He has Asperger's.
Yeah, I don't care.
I love Rich.
Okay. Beaver, I'm sorry, did you make a mod?
Yeah, I promised him I would if he came back.
Well, that was a promise. Well,
hey, I fulfilled my promise.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Who did you
Okay.
make mod? Rich?
Yeah, he asked for that specifically so he could move a check. Yeah, well, I'm not, aside from everything.
Can anyone here even tell me what the word Catholic means in English? Because it's Latin, right?
Universal.
And what does universal mean? Hello?
It's unity.
That's what universal means? Unity?
Well, I'm just saying, it's the universal church. It's for everyone.
I thought Catholics all believe other Christians they get into heaven too.
No, we don't speak for God.
Yeah, Joe, I never heard that.
We don't speak for God on earth. Are you serious, Joe? We don't read the book and talk about it?
I mean, I know there are some, like Mormons believe that they're the only ones that get into heaven and that they were special in some ways. But I'm not disputing what you're saying, Joe. I had just never heard that.
Well, ask a priest, and a priest will read the last rites of non-Catholics. Non-Catholics are buried in Catholic. I'll give an example. When someone commits suicide, why does a Catholic priest? When a Catholic commits suicide, that's a grave sin of ours.
Oh yeah, they don't get the normal burial.
No, they do. No, they still do. They still do. They do. Quite the opposite. They still get read their last rites, and they also get they get to be buried in a Catholic cemetery, and they also go through.
It didn't used to be that way.
No, they do.
No, I mean there was a whole. I don't know. I mean, where I grew up, 2/3 of the people were either Italian Catholics or Irish Catholics, and there was even the movie Absence of Malice. The whole plot revolves around the fact that the guy's, I think it's Paul Newman's sister, commits suicide, and now they're saying no, she can't get.
Is this a movie?
Yeah, it's a movie.
Oh, well,
but
no, that's different.
You know, it takes place in Boston and revolves around the fact that she now can't get, you know, a Catholic, you know, last rites and etc.
No, I wouldn't take church doctrine from a movie.
Well, I would if it's centered around the Irish Catholic in Boston.
What makes you decide to get the right?
I want you to
So, and you know, anyways, we don't need to die on that hill. But in any event,
You're talking about Christians die on hills all the time. Haven't you heard of Golgotha?
yeah, I know, but I don't. Like I said, I don't need to die on that. I will say though, nanny nanny boo boo. Anyways.
Nanny nanny boo boo.
Yeah, but as I was saying, AI, you know, it used to be you went through all of that just to get some girl's phone number, and then you had to ask her out, and you had to go through all of these things showed intent. And you took it seriously. Well, do I like the girl enough to ask her for her number? Do I like her enough now that I have her number to call her up? Do I like her enough to spend money on her? All of those things showed your intent to the woman, and vice versa. How did she dress? Did it look like she took time to get? Yeah, it's all work. Now, social media, what do? Oh, I saw this girl, so I'm going to connect with her. And then it becomes, hey, you up? Yeah, come over.
Okay, so I got the last rites does not get read because it only gets read to the living. So once you've committed suicide, they won't read it to someone that's already been dead. Universal, however, they will still receive a funeral by the Catholics and be buried in the Catholic cemetery.
Well, can Candace Owens bury me? Because I just want to get buried by Candace Owens at this point. I think she'd do a great job at my funeral.
Okay, we'll let her know if that happens.
It might be available soon.
So I was thinking about what you said, how you're like, well, we don't base our ideology off of movies. And I was like, well, yeah.
I'm honestly sad that my finger's not fast enough, because I was literally clicking the remove from room button the second I got moved to the goo.
Okay, I was talking about the movie.
Like a split second.
You just gotta go full jihadist, just boom the room, man.
No, I know I should have.
Why did you do that, Rich?
You betrayed me, Britt. I trusted you.
Oh no, you knew exactly what I was gonna do. You knew exactly what you were doing. You knew exactly what you were doing, Nathan.
Why do you do that?
Shut the fuck up, you charlatan. You knew exactly what you were doing, Nathan Jr., when you made that fucking Kasum Kuma fucking moderator.
But the thing is, like, I was like here first in the room. Nobody else was here. We're just talking. Like,
yeah, I don't care, but you're a fucking retard. There's no nuance in your fucking way of thinking.
It's
you're just so fucking biased and single-sided. Like, on crip, nigga, on crip.
Such a horrible. Yes, you are some control.
Yeah, on crip, on crip.
It's like, why would you do that? Like, people that just get help.
Oh, I wanted to kick you out of the room. Yeah.
Such a horrible thing.
It would be such a better room. I understand. I know you can, and I have fucking 90,000 accounts, and that's fine. But I understand why people don't let you on stage. You just fucking ruin it.
Go, bro.
Yeah, no, you're never allowed on stage unless it's Beaver's room.
What are you talking about? I'm on stage everywhere I go.
People constantly move you to the fucking goo because you don't shut the fuck up. You rudely fucking interrupt. You're so fucking
rich.
You know what? You can shut the fuck up. You know what? I'm gonna exercise this power now too myself, honestly, because every room I go to, look, I was just here with Beaver. We were just talking about the Catholic Church and everything else, and he comes over like, yeah, we're not talking about Judaism or anything else like that. It's a horrible thing to say.
But it's like nobody's talking about Judaism. We were talking about the Catholic Church and about suicide in the Catholic Church and everything else like that. And you get
fuck the Catholics, nigga.
And you get I know, nigga, bro. Like I understand that. Just give me a second, Timothy. Bro, people like you, it's horrible.
I know, okay.
Horrible. Like they just
nigga, I'll spit on all the Catholics, nigga.
Okay, someone's gonna crash out. Someone came in.
I'm not crashing out. I'm just being honest, man. Fuck them niggas.
Why do you hate the Catholic Church, Timothy?
Shout out to the fucking Jews, nigga.
This guy is just ignorant.
Horrible.
I know.
You know?
I'll go to war for the Jews, man. Fuck the Catholics.
Cool. Well,
Horrible.
See, and this is what I'm talking about, Apex. So, like, as Catholics, we would never wish death on him, right?
It's alright. I'll smack the shit out of all of y'all.
Oh, but seriously, you smack women.
And you cool, though. I'm not talking about you, though.
Okay.
Fuck the Catholics, though.
But I'm Catholic.
Do you guys remember Catholics versus Convicts football game? Miami, Notre Dame?
No.
Alan?
But I know the Catholics won.
No, I don't.
Never mind.
And actually, Joe, I looked it up. It changed in 1983. Before that, it was much more restrictive. You couldn't even. I just glanced it. But
I guess I wouldn't know because that's been my entire life.
Yeah.
So before I was born, it was different.
Yeah, I mean they wouldn't bury you in a Catholic cemetery. They wouldn't bury you. Let me see. The church no longer imposes general prohibitions on such burials.
That's because of John Paul II. He did that in 19. John Paul II, 83, underneath. I think it was like President Reagan was president at the time of the United States.
Is Ann the only Catholic in here?
No, it's a
I'm
majority
Roman Catholic.
You're a Catholic too?
Yeah, I'm a Catholic too.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry to say it, man. Fuck all y'all, man. Respect.
I don't understand why you get so upset.
Man, with all due respect, I mean, go fuck yourself too, you ignorant fucking low IQ monkey rat piece of shit motherfucker coming in here at 2 a.m. talking your shit, big tough guy with your big lips, motherfucker.
He's a crip.
I'm actually converted, man. I'm letting it go. I'm about to,
don't come for him like that.
What do you mean you're letting it go?
I'm letting it go, man. I'm about to initiate with the Jews, man.
Praise the Lord Jesus Christ, another miracle, amen.
Purgatory came from the Catholics, right?
It's horrible because you want to know why people hate the Catholics so much. I'll tell you something really quickly.
Versions of it.
Before.
Man, can we ever talk about the subject, Kachik?
Go ahead, bro.
It's HA. Go ahead, Joe.
There's other forms and concepts that are similar to it, but it's essentially in other religions. I believe Judaism has a form of something similar where you have to atone for your sins after your death. Is what.
If you guys haven't figured out what purgatory is yet, it's called fucking Clown House. I hate to tell you guys, but you're all there.
Wasn't there some kind of scam where they would make the family pay money to get their dead relatives out of purgatory?
Well, they bought indulgences. You know, there's lots of businesses you can make.
You are buying forgiveness.
Hey, bro, I got a question for you, man.
Shoot, Timothy.
I'm peeping your pizza.
I mean, Himothy. What'd you say? That's a picture of guess which planet.
Are you a faggot, yes or no?
Am I an F word? Of course I'm not an F word. I love beautiful women. Like Anne and other beautiful angels on Clown House who for so many years have tolerated ignorant schwarzes like yourself. But now that you're going to stop being a crip and you're going to embrace the spiritual path of enlightenment, I salute you, Himothy.
Appreciate that, brother, man. The Jews took me under their wing, man. I'm learning Judaism.
You in the book club now.
Jewish tradition.
How much have you tipped? What's the last time you tipped at a restaurant?
I actually just tipped tonight, man. I was at the bar. Well, it wasn't a restaurant. It was a bar.
Was it 5% or less?
I left a dub.
Well, then you're not Jewish.
I'm still transverting, man. I'm not.
Himothy, you just gotta remember the biggest Jewish dilemma is a free ham sandwich.
Nah, man. I only eat kosher, man.
Oh my God.
I've been eating nothing but kosher, man. I feel great.
Hebrew isn't Jewish.
Italian pepperoni
Just
pizza.
say it.
So, man, do only Catholics get into heaven, man? Ooh.
It's true. It's true. I believe that.
Catholics get into heaven. Not
Yeah.
That's like saying only good dogs get into heaven.
Everybody else, maybe if a good person you get into heaven, but I believe mostly only Catholics get into heaven. It's the only true church. Yeah.
When was that declared?
When Jesus Christ founded the Catholic Church.
I've never heard this before.
You're talking about Christ didn't found the Catholic Church. It was the cornerstone, the rock, Peter.
Yeah, but when did the Catholic Church come out and say it? Like, Joe, you were saying something.
You don't need a Catholic priest.
I need to know when the church officially declared that. I get it. Yeah, Jesus said, "This is the rock on which my church is built." I get that. Okay, but the church has come out.
That's not true, Alan.
That
is not true.
That's what Jesus.
That is not true, man.
I don't care about that.
Him speaking is no speaking. I just want to say a fact in life.
When did the church has come out with various decrees? When did they come out with that decree?
Right now, when Achik said it.
Hang on a second, Timothy. You've heard of after the death of Christ, it wasn't after 400 years after that you had simple things. You had Council Nicene, you had Council Creed, and everything else like that. So the Catholic Church was the one that actually built the Holy Bible.
I get it.
And the 73 books. When it came together and when these Protestants were like, well, yeah, we're scripture first. But I'm like, do you really think the New Testament put itself together? No.
I know all that.
And, but just let me land. It's fake news. And Irenaeus and people, stuff like that. I can bore you with all the early church fathers if you want.
Yes, I know. And there was a point at which they were arguing over the divinity of Christ. There's lots of things that the church the church takes as established that were argued in the early church. I'm wondering if there was such a decree as far as, only Catholics get into heaven.
No, never.
So where are we getting this belief that only Catholics
Abby!
get into heaven if the church has never said anything?
Abby.
I mean,
I roasted the ever-living shit out of Diego and Nora, and there was some really funny stuff, some long stuff that I recorded, but if I come across it, I'll send it to you. But man, it was gold. It was gold.
Why, what happened?
Nothing. It was just another Diego Nora wedding. They're back together again. They've been at it for I think 6 days now, just wasting all their time for the whole day. And today I was playing Robert Taylor praxeology interviews from YouTube, and they're so stupid. And the guy that he's interviewing is just scratching his head fuck, I'm talking to somebody who doesn't understand what he's talking about. This is so stupid. It was so
What
fun.
was it?
Who did he interview? Some famous author who had really intelligent things to say, but Robert Taylor just kept trying to like.
Jay Dyer.
I'm not sure. It wasn't Jay Dyer. It was somebody else, I
You
think.
should look up Jay Dyer and Diego, and then atheism.
Well, this was like all praxeology, and he kept trying to draw a straight line to praxeology and all this shit. It was just very funny. And
yeah.
Anyways, nothing new under the sun. Just like still roasting people, on the reg all the time. Nora is so pathetic. Girl has no self-esteem, no confidence. Her whole life is just, I love my Diego. I'm brain dead and pathetic and accomplishing nothing and wasting all my time here at Clown House with my boss. So yeah, I'm his secretary now. Right, Diego? What's new with you, doctor? When are you getting your official PhD status?
Yeah, I got submitted some papers, so I'm putting together everything, and hopefully soon.
Oh, good luck.
Yeah, thank you. I've been less online. I've been very busy.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Anyway, glad that the Clubhouse lovers are back.
I've been battling all these Jew haters on X Spaces, and like they know me now because I go in there and
We should go to the Kuiper Spaces. They're so retarded.
Yeah. Where, on X?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to find some of those, but I've been getting kicked and then they
I will
roast
give
the
you
shit out of me.
some usernames. Hold on.
Try to create like a room or something called like the ultimate Jewish Groper debate and invite me or
Nobody
something.
comes. I have no followers. Look, this guy has a room every evening around Miami time. His name is, where is he? Goyim AF RKD for NJF 24 Rick Kill I think die for Nick J Fuentes 24. He has room almost every day, so if you follow that account, you will definitely get to know the Gorkers. RKD4 NJF 24. I wonder if Diego now that Luna has had a knife in her chin, I think Diego also should get one.
The Erica Kirk conspiracy theories are like going crazy. And I've been reporting Rabbi McDickerson on here 2 days in a row now. I just hope I get him kicked and then like I see
What
him.
is he saying?
When I file my complaints, I just say he says the N-word nonstop, that the Rabbi Kosher Shekel Fund is a Jewish hate room and a Jewish hate house, and it's all a fake, investment bank, meant to degrade and insult Jews. And so we'll see if I get him kicked, and if I get him kicked, well then that's my artwork versus his artwork. That's life.
Oh wow, it's brave of him to say the N-word given he is fully doxxed now.
Oh really? He got fully doxxed?
Yeah, like Bussy has his full name on his username now.
Oh, that's great news. That's excellent news.
And they figured out where he works and all that. That's crazy.
Oh my god, I hope they get him fired.
Oh gosh.
It'd be so great if he comes on here and he's like, "You motherfuckers, this is fucked up, you got me fired." It would be like, that would be the biggest Clubhouse day ever. ever.
How would you get him fired? Like send documents or something?
Yeah, you just provide clips of him using profanity and vulgarity nonstop, all his racism and hate speech.
Yeah, but he has a different name on here. How do you prove that's him?
Somebody just has to voice recognize him and say, yeah, that's you.
Oh. That's why I'm saying he's brave to do so.
Well, the thing is, if you go on, see, he's so stupid. He's like, it's 2025. People don't even care if you're a racist anymore. He's just a really
His work is definitely gonna care.
He's a childish
Even he lives
person.
in Canada.
Oh yeah, he'll be done. Like, he'll be done. They will fire him if they find out how he's on here 40 hours a week.
Did you record him saying the N-word and stuff?
Of course, I've been recording him for years. YouTube is actually taking down some of my videos now, just because of what people say, because there's so much rampant Jew hate. It's like the algorithm is picking up on it and clearing it out and striking me. But yeah, I mean, see, this is where
by itself alone, his house, his
he's got a website now. The website is probably registered in his name. Did you see his Shekel Fund website?
No.
Yeah, he's got a very complicated Shekel Fund website because he's LARPing like he works at some, anti-Semitic Jew, bank, and it's just so fucking crazy that all you needed to do is show his employers his kosher Shekel Fund website, and that'd be enough to get him canned. Because it's just rampant Jew hate. But let Bussy know. I'll pay Bussy $100 if he gets him fired.
I will let him know.
Yeah, tell Bussy I'll buy him a nice sushi dinner. All he has to do is make sure that Randy's manager gets a nice document full of everything, all the evidence against him.
Well, yeah, if you just find the Bussy on his app, he has his full name on, and I was like, wow, Bussy is going to
Tell me the name. I'll update my name as well.
Let me see where Bussy is. He has like an Arabic name.
I thought his name was Benjamin.
No. Share profile. I'll put it in the chat real quick and then I'll delete it.
Okay.
That one.
That's the profile. Ride Corey.
Yeah.
Are you sure that's him?
Yeah.
Because Ride for Corey's been coming up like in somewhere, like whether an X or on here, I can't.
And I think he has his work as his house. Hold on. Hold on. Let me go to his profile again. They are 100% sure that it's it because they found his everything. Also, prints and stuff found everything. Yeah. So, do you see his houses?
His shekel one.
No, the one the Bussy's houses.
Oh no.
Anyway, that is Bussy's profile.
Well, I can't Oh, I see view profile. Oh no, it's showing me your profile.
That's his name.
Oh.
Can you believe he has the most Arabic name ever?
Seems pretty standard.
Stupid Jew hater.
It's not even that I care that he's an anti-Semite. It's just that he's so childish and stupid and pathetic. And see, Schadenfreude taking joy in other people's misery. Like if he came on here and had it I had a blowout, like a crash out about how you know, he lost his job and he got called in, and they were like, "You fucking." They saw the website. They played me audio footage, and then they fired me. Like it would be like manna from heaven. It would be like, you know, titillating.
Well, tell Lucy you want to give him $100.
Mm-hmm. I mean, fuck it. I'll give him $300 if he gets him fired.
Damn.
It could be worth it.
I mean, everything for a movie, right?
His fucking PTR. It's hilarious. The Jubu.
Wait, let me see what he has.
I'm gonna create a raw Ed Curry house.
He has pictures also.
Oh, I'm gonna fuck with this guy now that I know his name.
I mean, I don't know, like, that is his name, I think.
Does it say where he works? Or where does he live again?
I think Montreal.
So if we Google Raw Ed Curry, Montreal Bank.
Let me see.
LinkedIn. He's probably on LinkedIn like a bitch.
Montreal.
Dude, I found him.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. We got him. Are you sure his name isn't Amir?
No. Which one is he?
Is he Amir Corey? No.
No. I think he is I forgot the name now from this. Like Bussy and Prince
I
found
think
him.
I found him. Does he have LinkedIn?
He used to.
There's a couple.
He's a young guy, like 27, 28. I think he doesn't work for a bank. He works for, he's an analyst or something. Just don't write bank, just say analyst. Yes, then you will.
Oh, well.
Did you write instead of bank analyst?
Oh, let's try that.
I don't remember what exactly he did.
He's not a CFA, is he?
CDEC or something.
There's a Rahid Corey CFA, but there's no way that's him. He's too stupid.
I talked to Bussy. He knows everything.
Oh, I haven't seen him in a while, so you gotta bring it up.
I will let him know.
He probably blocked me. Anyways, we started the Rod Curry Bank today on Clown House. I'd like you to come to one of our first bank meetings in the new Rod Curry Bank. We're competing with the Kosher Shekel Fund.
All because I ain't bound down to them and want to be messy like them. See how this world fucked up, nigga?
And she sent your pictures out, right?
You talking about the privacy? Yeah, nigga, hell yeah. That's what Melinda was talking about. It's been sending every female that picture here.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the Rabbi Rod Corey Bank Fund. This is your good friend Rod. We are competing with the Kosher Shekel Fund, and we hope to get a little Schadenfreude out of this as we see someone lose their job for spending 80 hours a week creating anti-Semitic hate speech on social media platforms. It's going to be glorious. Oh, I hope we get him. It'll be the biggest dox of the year, biggest dox of all time on Clown House, because the fact that he goes by the name Rabbi and people call him Rabbi over and over, he's like conditioned us. It's really insulting. It's really insulting.
Why are people so fucking enslaved to him? Like, it's crazy.
Because he's, kind of mellow for the most part. Anyways, it'll just be interesting to see if we can get Bussy to take some action. Because if we can find out where he works, we can find out who his manager is, and we can call the manager.
Yeah, he knows everything.
Oh, then Bussy's the man. Make sure you tell him that I got money for that Bussy.
Okay, I will tell him.
The one thing, so we better understand it, but it's layers of different things.
See, when you say, will Trump get into heaven? That's exactly my point, is that the man is already in heaven. Heaven is now, or hell is now. It's psychological. It's not, there's no such thing as the future. That's a concept. The now is a compression of the past and the future, philosophically. And, even intellectually speaking, the now is all there is. You can't smell the future. You can't touch it. You can't taste it. You can't feel it. It doesn't exist except in your imagination.
I think that's a whole. That's
I can't grasp my head around the future concept. Too hard to understand concepts.
In my personal life, because these people are sick people. And so, well, yeah.
Horrible people. Danny, welcome to the Rabbi Riot Corey Bank Fund. Are you going to be our first investor?
Well,
hi, Red Danny. Welcome. We finally figured out who Rabbi McDickerson is. His name is Red Corey, and he's anti-Semitic. We're going to get him fired this week. Tomorrow could be his last day. Tomorrow could be Rabbi McDickerson's last day in the office. We're going to get him.
Because then you're like, well, yeah, I worked so hard for APNC and CPND, but it's not the truth. This.
Don't be scared. This is going to be an incredible doxing opportunity for the Jewish community. We're finally going to get rid of one of the worst, most disgusting, vulgar, pathetic anti-Semites on the app. Not only are we going to probably get him kicked off the app, we're going to get his ass fired, and he's going to have to apply for new jobs with the stain of being terminated for being an anti-Semite and an online Jew hate publisher. It's going to be great. Hi, Mr. Rod. Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming in for this job interview today. So what happened at CIBC Bank? Why did they terminate you? Well, I had this character called Rabbi McDickerson, and for years I was making fun of Jews, and somebody was recording me, and they sent it to my managers, so I lost my job. That's, my interpretation.
So this name that you have up is some Minister of Economy in Lebanon?
No, this is our friend in Montreal, Rabbi McDickerson.
Well, they share a name.
I
You
know,
guys
there's
work together,
lots
so
of
why
rods.
What's a psyop?
What is a psyop?
His name is Rod or Ra'id?
Ra'ed.
Oh,
His last name is Kuri.
why is it happy leaving and coming back?
Come in the other room.
Come in the other room. I'm in the other room.
What?
Oh,
Is
that will
this
be
a joke
yours.
about the tampons?
Yo,
What up, Chad?
Who's either those?
I don't know. It's just some weird picture I saw.
I got dirt on some people.
Who?
You want drama, mama?
Drop the drama, Baba.
What is a psyop right now?
No, it has nothing to do with people we here have. I need allies in this warfare.
That's okay. We're here to support your war. We are warfare, agents. We will give you a powerful war engine. Please proceed.
I'm here to support whatever it is. I'm down for it. Let's go.
It has nothing to do with our friend group at all. It has nothing to do. But there are some characters that are like, I'll say this in layman terms, and then I will interpret it there are people that are on this app, and there's one person in particular that made their self into a fucking parasite into a friend group, and they themselves are not an honorable person, meaning that they served the military, got kicked out, and then they bicker on the app and like picking on people, and then they gang up on people. And then when I am a man of my own stature, I go after one or the other. 4 or 5 of them back that one individual up, and I'm like, do you have any idea that this person got kicked out of the Marine Corps because they're a piece of shit? And I have all the proof in the world, because that motherfucker entrusted me, and I keep logs, and I was like, okay, no doubt. And I didn't namesake him because I gave him that benefit of the doubt. And you know what happened? They kicked me out of the motherfucking room because I said too much, and it was him. And he infiltrated my little friend group that I had during COVID. And these people fed into his fucking funicular fucking vile fucking STD bullshit. There's a lot of little scumbags on this app. You cannot trust everybody. And I mean, I've known this little friend group of mine for like 5 years. And this little cocksucker is a parasite. And I need to fucking oust him now. Because he forgot what I knew about him. And as soon as I said not so many words, kicked me out of a room, banned me from the little club that they have. And I'm like, oh, you little motherfucking vehicular disease. I'm going to get you like a fucking antibiotic right now. So, what's going on?
Well, my child, this is your friend Rabbi McDickerson of the Ra'ed Fakhori Bank, and I am sure that we can get you the ROI that you're looking for your portfolio. Thank you for being here.
No, and I don't care. The room's recorded. I have nothing to hide. He's a dishonorable Marine Corps veteran, and he talks highly of himself, and he portrays himself to be this nice guy from California. He's a little fucking cockroach. And he forgot that I knew that. And it had no relevance until the fact that he had 2 of his little fucking clubhouse buddies picking on me, and I told him that my neck would wrap around both of their necks and my cock would fucking strangle them. So now, I want to fucking oust him.
Wait, like you're gonna bring 2 chickens and fight?
No. It wasn't that type of cockfight, Danny. No. But thank you, Danny. Let's just say his name is Silly, and he has a little willy, and he got kicked out for being a little scumbag that he is.
Well, excellent.
And I know this.
Well, I hope you get the justice you are seeking, and I hope it comes soon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's anti-Jewish.
But just think, when the right side of history, because I remember in 2020, you know Elmo and Bipa. When I was in high school, I got suspended for Twitter because you know what I said on Twitter at the time?
Because
I said men don't have dicks. And then that son of a bitch, Jack Dorsey, suspended me for 4 years until Elon Musk brought it back. And I was like, well, he's such a cunt anyway.
Nah, this is legit.
I'm just enjoying my freedom of speech,
right now
and I'm enjoying liberty. And we'll see how it goes, how far it goes. Maybe I get arrested, maybe I don't, Elmo. You don't know these days with Australia.
Brizzy is good, but Melbourne, they're the fucking commie cunts. Those are
true. It's such a shit fucking state. Yeah. So, Sebastian, I'm telling you, bro.
And women on the app, and it works for him because that's the only thing that works for him.
I believe I'm going to heaven.
And then
maybe I fail, maybe I don't, but I'm not gonna be like, well, yeah, all these like lukewarm for Christian people. This is why Gen Z, we're so much more Christian than everybody else, because we understand the fact. Horrible people to have to deal with. Horrible. And I think Trump will get to heaven because he has changed it. Can you imagine if President Trump had lost the 2024 election and Kamala Harris was fucking president of the United States of America?
This is the only place they feel safe.
Oh my God.
Even guys
frankly,
that feel
I would
big
rather
and
shot
buff.
myself. That is a prospect I can't even imagine.
Well, the moment Elon Musk bought the Twitter, I was pretty sure they're gonna win. Trump's gonna win, kids.
Fucking strength.
You know,
But can you imagine, if she had won the federal election in the United States of America? Unbelievable. All those hoes at university teaching me, oh my God, bro. I would have liked to shot myself, bro.
These old fucking commie bastards from the university need to go. All around the world in democracy, these commies are running the...
Elmer, it was so bad. You know this, I know this, we all know this. Terrible dyke lesbians in the universities. Horrible. This is so bad, bro. They make you depressed, you know? So bad. And thank God, bro. Oh, man. Beaver, did you guys feel the same way there? So bad thing, bro.
Such horrible, horrible people, bro. Like, where do these horrible, horrible people come from? They're just so bad, bro.
You know the SSRI eyes? Have you seen them, AI? They wear those glasses.
Mm-hmm.
They got those hands. You know those hands that they're waving those hands? And they got those antidepressant eyes that I call them those SSRI glasses. And you see them, they wave their hands around and you're like, wow, what the fuck happened to you? And it's these people, sick people. And you see them, like, have you seen a woman on antidepressants in the United States? They got those arms waving, they got those big fucking glasses waving, and they got maybe a fucking socialist degree and SSRI eyes. It's sick, bro.
Did they ever told you, Aisha, that was a band from Mrs. Brown's Kitchen?
No, they didn't tell me, but...
Oh, in Newstead, there's a bar, it's called Mrs. Brown's Kitchen. I was banned. I mispronounced someone's pronoun, so...
Oh my God, I know you're not kidding, but that's...
No, I'm not joking, I just said it twicely. I had two visitors, I called him sir, and they were quite pissed off at that. They banned me, literally banned me, for 1 year.
Fuck them, bro. I go to any single place I want to go to, and I'm like, fuck you. All these, like, they're like, well, yeah, I'm a sir, and I'm like, yeah, you're a fucking cunt, and I'm like, you're a dick, so shut up. And these people are terrible people. They want people to conform to their societies. I'm like, if you're a man and you have a dick, I'm not gonna call you a man. Terrible people. And these people, I think it's just like a sick fetish, and they want people to like tell them what they feel they're doing. I'm like, you have a dick, shut the fuck up, go to the male toilets, and fuck off. You're just a sick pervert, you know. And obviously, if they swing at you, I'm 6'4", almost 6'5". They're not gonna do anything towards me, so they don't try any of that bullshit. But all these trans people, they're just sick people. And this is why I hate leftists, because they encourage all of this bullshit. Disgusting people. Horrible. You should not encourage all this shit. Terrible thing you do.
I don't know what were they expecting. They're just stupid people. Want me to call him ma'am. But sir, what the fuck you expect me? He's 6'2", the biceps bigger than me, and you want me to call him a ma'am? I said, no, I'm going to call him sir. So and second time they said you're banned. So we were there at the rides. You know the Bunnings Newstead? It's in that place, Mr. Brown's kitchen.
Oh yeah, Newstead, yeah. I know that very well, yeah, true.
Fucking cuts.
Do you have that problem with Sebastian? All of these homosexuals? What happened to being gay and proud, you know? And being good what you are. Horrible thing they do.
I don't have a problem with the homosexual. I have a problem with the trannies and this Vogue shit. Someone is gay, I don't give a flying fuck about gays and lesbians, but these tranny cunts, and you want me to just be okay with that and call him a man? No, I'm not gonna fucking do that.
Of course, me neither. That's all I was asking Sebastian. I was like, well, yeah, you guys are like all of this other stuff, but all of this transgender, transsexual, look, go be a homo and be proud of it. But I don't want, honestly, the women vote for this shit. Honestly, they vote for this leftist consume shit that they do. And everything that they do. But at the same time, I'm like, well, yeah, if you don't want to deal with all this stuff and you want to believe in God and everything, sure, we're going to believe in that. But that's why I like the title of this room. Do you think Trump will get into heaven? I think he will, because he's really, really changed a lot of the fuckery that was happening in the United States, which has happened in the World Cup, which is going to happen in the Olympics, which is going to happen in the 250th anniversary of the United States.
The French Olympics, I saw that.
Remember that? The bullshit of that was such a kind of a thing that they did. Horrible people.
And then what was it? What was it? The Australian breakdancer, that cunt. What was that? She forgot the name.
Fucking like whatever the fuck she was. Horrible, bro.
Kangaroo move.
Dancing.
Kangaroo move. She said kangaroo move. What the fuck? And she said, I want to patent that move.
Yeah, bro. The way she was dancing, I was like, what? You gotta be fucking kidding me. Yeah.
Most ridiculous dance I have ever seen in my life.
Me too. Horrible. Just terrible, bro. And that was bad too. And it went viral every fucking web because what the fuck she...
It was stupid as fuck. Of course it was viral.
Yeah, that's because she was fucking retarded. This little bitch. I remember that. It was terrible. Yeah.
Oi, Sam.
Assalamu alaikum, Sam. You want to say something?
Hi. Yes. Trump is devil. Trump is deceiving people. Do not trust him.
Why not?
Because Trump is a liar. And he's servant of Satan.
What did he lie about, Sam?
Excuse me?
I said, what did he lie about?
About everything. About.
Can you name me one thing he lied about?
About God, about economy, about Afghanistan.
Okay, where are you from? Tell me.
I'm Afghanistan.
So you should not be saying anything about Trump. That's not your jurisdiction.
Where is he from? Did you say Iran or
Afghanistan?
So he's from a terrorist country, and he's talking about Trump lying.
No, Afghanistan is a good place. I mean, they're good people. I've seen a lot of Afghanis, good cunts.
All Afghanis is a terrible, terrible religion, terrible country, terrible kusumkum of a country. Horrible people. I don't even believe them anymore. they come to Australia, they're like, well, yeah, I want to seek asylum. And then the next chick they see, they rape. Give me a fucking break, Sam.
Yeah, that part you're right.
Don't come here and be like, well, yeah, Trump is not going to get into heaven. Wait a second, Sam. Do you think you're going to get... how many ladies you going to get into heaven, Sam? 72 gods? 72 women? Or 72 men? What did he say, though? He left. What? Such a pussy. Horrible. Same thing all the time. Horrible people. You know the thing, Elmo Beaver? They don't actually specify in Sebastian in the Quran if it's men, women, goats, sheep, whatever it is. They just say you're gonna get 72 virgins. They don't specify.
Which one?
In the Holy Quran, they don't tell you.
No, it's quite mentioned. No, it's quite elaborated that she will be 300 feet tall and the tits on the side of Texas. You know, she, you can see the bone marrow through her flesh.
Horrible. You gotta send me that. I never read that in my entire life. I've read the Quran like 6 times, you know? And I never read this hadith.
Let me find it. Let me find that for you.
Please do, because I want to use this, because they never say man or woman in the Quran. They just say 72 virgins. They don't differentiate. I want to know, what does Allah believes that they want to get 72 virgins? Is sickening. Horrible. Cousins, goats, everything else like that. Nobody knows, you know. Horrible thing. It's sickness. Beaver, when you finally believe, do you think you're going to be on the Christ side, or you're going to believe in Muhammad's side, Beaver?
Yeah.
I think in Muhammad's side, like, what is the belief in? And me, I'm always from Jesus Christ's side, 100% true. Sebastian and stuff. Why is it that these Muslims be like, well, yeah, it's gonna be 72 goats and everything else like that, and people don't take it seriously? Is it like, what is it? Soft bigotry of law expectations? Something else like that? Is that the way it is, Beaver? I don't understand why people don't believe Muslims when they tell them, well, yeah, we're going to take over your country, and yeah, Muhammad is going to be a prophet. I don't understand this, because it's going to cause a civil war sooner or later, like in England. Beaver, do you still dismiss all religions? Or do you understanding why I'm like a bit salty about Islam?
No, I don't think they're all equal. No. I see why you have an issue with Islam.
It's horrible. Same with Sebastian. Horrible, horrible, horrible.
So I mentioned the verses in the chat, I think.
Thanks, bro. That's true, they're the ones. Actually, people get demonstrate. I kind of get that, but it's a bit lofty.
The black women don't want black men, but the Chinese do.
What? I don't want Chinese women. What are you talking about?
Sebastian's PDL.
Oh, is it retarded? Does it really think black men are gonna go for China? This I'm really confused about. Like, wow. Does it really think black men are gonna go for Chinese women over black women? Scandalous. Of course, it's not gonna happen, but is this the liberals you're talking about? I don't even know how to rate this. Horrible. This is sickness. Beaver, I'm just letting you know, I'm gonna leave the room. I have to go see my older brother if he's still up. But just give me a head up, bro.
Alright.
Cheers, bro. Talk to you another time, talk to tomorrow, but yeah, I have to go see him right now. Got to see my niece.
Everybody's smart. Really did.
We actually go to war one day with them motherfuckers. Like, them some bitches said some shit over, like, you know, I know we got shit to stop in different states, you know, to stop the missiles and shit. But what if them bitches actually hit and the bitches come over here like Olympic has fallen, like that movie? I said, nigga, you know how many Americans have guns? How many motherfucking shit stake out in the woods, just be, you know what I'm saying, praying for this shit to happen? I say, boy.
I'm gonna go and tell you though, China already has a weapon that they can use that cannot be intercepted, it cannot be shot down, it cannot be blown up. So China's already got their hand. Now I'm not saying we don't have something like that, but China's already told us. They said if y'all fuck with us, talking about the United States, we're gonna launch something on y'all. You can't stop it. You won't be able to blow it up, shoot it down. You won't be able to do shit. It's gonna hit its target. I was like, holy.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna hold you, bro. When I heard this shit, because it made it the world star, that shit right there scares me. You know what I'm saying? Because that motherfucker let it be known. If you want war, I'ma bring it. But it ain't gonna be nice. You know what I'm saying?
You see how they dress in China, right? They all wear the same fucking uniform. And he's a dictator. He runs China. Certain people do certain things. They can't even drive on the roads. Only certain vehicles can drive on the road. They walk every fucking where. Man, fuck, man. And that's what dude want to be up here.
Yeah.
And listen, that's just what they're telling us about. Imagine the shit that they got that they ain't telling us about.
Man, this shit ain't no.
When I seen that motherfucker kitty and young man, when I seen that goddamn artificial sun come out that damn ocean, that shit that fucked me up. I'm like, bro, leave these motherfuckers alone. These motherfuckers creating shit that can fuck us up. Not only that, bro, I seen how China is on TikTok. It's so fucking crazy, bro. When I say how our power grid and all this, they have shit in the fucking ground that you walk on, bro. It's like paths. You step on them bitches, they are powering up the city by all these motherfuckers that's walking every day. I said, get the fuck out of here. Not only that, you know how when motherfuckers working on the side of the road, all them potholes and shit, they have little cones, bro, like robots that go out in the middle of the fucking highway and shit. And then, like, when cars coming, bro, they drive right back to their little spot till the cars are gone and come right back out. What the fuck? You got the slowest motherfuckers out there putting out cones and shit. They bubbles and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These motherfuckers got shit, bro, I ain't never seen before. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, we get to beef it with China. Let's just say that motherfucker don't shoot that missile off just right off the hand. Them some bitches got drones, bro, that can fuck us up, bro. They don't make these movies for nothing.
Everybody's talking about Russia this, Russia that. No, dude, our biggest problem and our biggest threat, if the world goes to war, it's gonna be China, though. Do you not know how they operate? Do you know what they do in North Korea? Kim Jong Un. Do you know how they operate? That government has control over North Korea. The people are basically fucking work slaves. They can't. They get told what to wear, what to eat, dude, I'm talking about, it's fucking horrible over there. China supports North Korea for that. China ain't nothing to play with, man. China's gonna be our problem.
Mm-hmm. And don't that motherfucker still got it to where the power, he still turn the power off at night?
Yes, dude. Yeah, so the whole country of North Korea at night is solid fucking darkness.
And the other side, you see with lights and shit. Lights still on. That's why motherfuckers trying to escape and get on that other side. But here, motherfuckers die trying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gotta watch. There's this girl I watched. She did an interview on Sean Ryan, same guy I mentioned earlier. It's this girl, I can't remember her name, but she escaped North Korea, and she tells you like how it is over there, like how it is today. And dude, it's fucking sad over there. The people are, and it's just like that shit. And China allows it because China's the one funding North Korea, Kim Jong Un, for him to continue to work the country like it is now. Like everybody's a slave. Your work is free. You basically work to survive.
That's fucking crazy.
And you gotta listen to her story, dude. She was telling stories about how you go to the hospital or whatever, and because of how it is, they don't really get top tier medical care because they're you'd be walking to go to the hospital. She walk past a pile of dead bodies that they have thrown out beside the hospital. She'd walk through all that shit just to go to the hospital and get things like it's just wild, bro. It's crazy.
Hell no,
and that shit's going on to this day, dude. And nobody's doing anything about it. That's the kind of shit we need to be stopping. There's other shit people be always talking about. That's the kind of shit right there that we need to be ending. That's fucking crazy. And everybody just goes on about their day, but there's people in North Korea that fucking dying, bro. And we're over here all driving our nice cars and getting on our internet shit. People in North Korea that don't even know what the internet is.
And then I heard the motherfucking rules they got over there. You can't chew gum or some shit. I think around that man I think it was his family member or something that died. You gotta cry all day and all that. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude. If you cry in front of other people, they kill you. If they got these government posters of Kim Jong Un, you gotta put them in your house. You can't have them defaced. You can't have it covered up. And if your house burns down, let's say your house catches on fire, that's the first thing you have to grab and take outside of your house. If they find out you didn't do that, they kill you on the spot. I'm talking about it's just crazy. You got to dress a certain way. If you don't meet dress code, they kill you on the spot. I'm telling you, bro, it's fucking.
That shit is wicked, bro.
It's crazy, dude. It's actually sad.
My thing is the oceans, man. Motherfucker don't care about the oceans. If the ocean die, we die. And I was just seeing how much, I was just looking on there, how much pollution and how much everything, how many fish they catch. They literally sweep the oceans with a big dumbass net. You know what I'm saying? And they catch so much shit, but the ocean's so big, it's really, they snatching up anything in that net just to catch a whale or something like that, but they snatching up corals and everything. And that's why I stopped selling saltwater fish. Trying to sell saltwater fish, because I was like, damn, man, they're like, motherfuckers don't know, the oceans is dying.